All
live.
right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son.
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all you Akim out there that's pushing this truth and truth sincerity. We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, we're going to continue from the Great Millstone Atlanta main camp. All right, this is GMS Atlanta Bar. And we're going to continue breaking down these strongholds. Matter of fact, can brother get 2 Corinthians 10 and 4? Because you know this is stuff that's not preached in the church. You know, they go to church tomorrow. You know, Jake is ready to get the hell out of there because the Falcons are playing the Saints. You know, so it's a bunch of tap dancing, a bunch of singing. You know, Lord gonna give you a blessing. You know, all that crap, man. But they don't even tell you where your spirit goes when you die. Okay, and Lord willing, we can get into this virgin birth bull crap too. You know, because that's another stronghold that's plaguing on you so-called Latinos, man. You're going around worshiping Mother Mary, Guadalupe, these little angels you think is white babies and whatnot. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shad, we're breaking down these strongholds that's been placed on our people for centuries, man. You know, that's why we out here. So did you get that sacred?
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. I started. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
That's right.
Verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yeah, so we're pulling down these strongholds that's been pushed out by the Roman Catholic Church, you know, Christianity. You know, because Christianity has done nothing but kill people and give them, you know, Jesus loves you. All right, they went down into Central and South America, and they threatened the indigenous people who are Israelites with either you're gonna worship our God, okay, Serapis Christus, aka Jesus Christ, or you're gonna die. That's how they did it. And they didn't give you sound doctrine, okay? All they give you was fairy tales and fluff, man. Did you get I think it's 2 Timothy 4 and 2. We're talking about fables. All right, because that's all it is going on in the Christian church, man. A bunch of tall tales, fables, bedtime stories to keep you appeased, man. Okay.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. I'm gonna start it.
Yeah.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears.
You know, that goes into Jake that knows the Israelites, but that, you know, that also goes into these fables that's pushed on Christianity, man. Having itching ears to hear. You say what?
Titus 1 and 14.
All right, we get that.
I was getting that.
Yeah, but that goes into, you know, these fables, these tall tales that being preached to you, because you got people in sound age who still believe in the Easter Bunny. They still believe in Santa Claus. Okay, you're a grown-ass man and you still celebrating Christmas, man. What the hell is that? All right, that makes no sense. You're still celebrating Thanksgiving. All right, Halloween. All right, you're worshiping a bunch of demons during Halloween. But this is what's pushed in the church. They even encourage it. Like, coming up in October, it's going to be a bunch of pumpkins. It's going to be a pumpkin patch and a
Fall festival.
Fall festival and a haunted house at the church. Yeah, that's wild. You got people looking like that going to church. That's way off.
Man and woman.
Yeah, but
Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
yeah. So we try to tell our people the sound doctrine. All right, there's no such thing as a hellfire. Okay, there's no such thing as a virgin birth. A lot of other doctrines that's being preached, they don't want to hear it because they want to hear smooth things like it says in Isaiah 30 and 9 and 10. Now, let's get that. And we can get Titus 1 and 14 as well. But our people like to hear smooth things. Like they're going to go to church tomorrow. They're going to play I Love Jesus song or whatever track they got out here, man. You got so many gospel singers, man. It's like, how are you keeping up this garbage, man? It's the same thing. He's going to yell at the top of his lungs. He's going to be sweating, talking about he loved the Lord, and he's going to go home and eat a pork chop sandwich, man. So No, yeah, John. Isaiah 30. What's going on out here? This is why this is Babylon, man. You got guys walking around in Captain Jack, Captain Morgan outfits, man. And it's not even
Jack Sparrow.
It's not even Halloween, man.
And really on Halloween, these people should be normal because every day they dress up like some freaks.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 10, which say, okay, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that would not hear the law of the Lord. Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
Some people are like, nah, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. You talking about the white man going to slavery? Nah, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. But they want to hear, the woman wants to hear she's going to get her her Boaz. You want to hear that you're going to be successful, even though the last 5 years of your life been shitty as hell. All right, so you want to hear smooth things. You want to go into the church, you know, do sing and dance, but they don't give you sound doctrine, man. And this is why people are so bugged out. They come out of church with more demons on them.
Yep.
So they don't want to hear the sound doctrine. They don't want to hear the truth. The truth is hard to swallow. You know? You get that, Titus?
Yep. Titus 1, verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Yeah, that's plain as day. They take heed to these fables, these tall tales, these stories. You know, like I said, people are grown. They still believe in the Easter egg, Easter bunny. They still paint their face during St. Patrick's Day. You know, you got grown-ass people who take more excitement in holidays than these people out here. But you try to tell them the truth according to the scriptures and how to live according to the scriptures. They don't want to hear it, man.
Yeah, because what happens is with Jake, that's what this truth. That's the bitterness in this truth is because we're going against the grain completely. But in this world, when you have billions of people going, when all their energy going in a certain direction, and then you try to step out of that's hard. That's not easy. So you have like these parents, they'll further the lie that of Halloween, Christmas, mainly Halloween because you know we're quickly approaching that day, you know. And they'll further that lie and making it they'll fight for that lie because they know if they don't fight for the lie, then everybody that stands with that lie is going to come against them, and they don't like to deal with that. It's too overwhelming when you got children.
Yeah.
Your child is at school and you got to deal with the fact that there's fall festivals, you know, or you know there's all types of stuff. So them Jewish fables, them folklores like the brothers going into. Those have a strong effect on people. You have, like you said, you have grown ass people that'll be mad at you because you tell your child ain't no such thing as a tooth fairy. All right, ain't nobody coming in this house taking no goddamn tooth from under your pillow at night, okay? And giving you money for it, all right?
You know these Christians, you have to blame these Christian pastors too, man. All right, you know because they don't give these people sound doctrine, man. These Christians always want to come at us, always ask us questions. How come you're not teaching people that these holidays and these culture, these things that you do, these traditions that you have are against the Bible? But we're gonna get in, you know, to man, it's crazy out here, man. I think the fall equinox tonight, so you're gonna see a lot of demons out here. It's another high holy day for Esau, you know. We can get it. We can look that up too. Yeah, it's crazy. But we're gonna get into one we're gonna break down one stronghold, which is this hellfire doctrine, man. Because that's what keeps people. That's another thing that keeps people going to these churches, man. They keep paying tithes because if you don't pay tithes, you're gonna go to hell. You don't get pastor's car, huh? You don't get pastor's plane, huh? You going to hell. That, man.
Like that one YouTube video, Creflo Dollar said, hey, if they don't pay their tithes, we're going to apprehend them in the back, and our security men are going to shoot them up with Uzis. Literally. And people laughed at that, man.
Yeah, Creflo said that.
Yeah, people laughed at that.
So we should line them up.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, they going to do it too.
He said, you coming to the church, right? And that's what he said. That he was like, he wished that. He said, I wish this could happen.
Yeah.
Walk into the church and just go, ring a little jingle or a little bell. If you pay your tithes, but if you're not a tithing member, okay, he said, all the security guards will surround you and gather line you all up and they shoot you with guns, man.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. It's about making money. It's a racket.
Yeah, that's that stronghold.
It's not
too.
really about saving your soul.
Yeah, that's that stronghold that he got on the people. Like, well, I can say this because God is behind me.
Right.
That's what he's saying. And that's the same thing with this brother's about to go into this hell doctrine. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 20. All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all are turned to dust again.
So you all go to one place. You don't, because Christianity likes to say, if you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. People say, oh, you're going to hell. There's no hellfire. There's no devil pitching you the pitchfork saying for eternity because you've been bad.
Right.
Okay, and his minions aren't down there, man. All right? And you all go to one place, which is the spirit world. Okay, so when you die or your relatives die, you shouldn't really mourn them like that, man, because they're in a better place than this hellhole.
Yeah, the scripture says that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that, but I think
Revelation chapter 6, about Abel crying out.
Yeah, there's a scripture.
Crying out to them.
Yeah, there's a script. You can get that too. There's a scripture that talks about mourning for a family member 7 days.
7 days.
Yes, in law. Yeah. So it's like
I think it is. I leave it.
yeah, I can just
I got it.
yeah, come.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. Verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
So the righteous ones are in the spirit world crying to the Lord to end this place, man. All right, how much longer? All right, they're not in hell. They're not, it's not up there with little babies or whatever Christianity likes to paint, man. They're not up there. Okay, you got that nigga picture when these celebrities died. You got Aaliyah, Tupac, Prince, Little Richard, Eazy-E, who else? Jimi Hendrix. They up there next. They up there next to a piano with Stevie. Not Stevie one ain't dead yet,
Right.
but you get the point. There's that nigga picture they sell at one of these bootleg ass flea markets. All these dead ass celebrities who sold their soul, they up there chilling. It ain't like that. You go to the spirit world, man. You up there resting.
Even Judas Iscariot, he in the spirit world. He in heaven. Yeah, they chilling.
They chilling, but they're not. That's not. Yeah. These Christians like to make it seem like you just up there playing a harp and all that matters.
One of the videos Apostle Hart said years ago when he was in the studio, he said Whitney Houston, if y'all would give Whitney Houston all the money in the world, she still wouldn't come back.
Yeah, I remember that.
She still wouldn't come back to the world. Why? Because she's in arrest. Verse 21. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? That's a constant cycle. We go to the spiritual world, and the beast goes back to the earth. It comes back, whether a dog get hit by a car, it comes back as a puppy. Esau know that because he got a dog movie out, and the dog always came back. I think it started from the 50s, and then he came back into the modern times, the 90s and stuff like that. Like, the dog's always coming back. He was a talking dog. I think it's dog life, dog's life. Esau know that.
Because the dogs aren't held to the law. So they're not going in front of the Lord to be judged.
And the Heavenly Father is not the Father of the dead. He's the Father of the living.
You got that scripture, Psalm 15.
Father experience. This is Psalm 16 verse 10. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer the unholy one to see corruption.
So that's another scripture point that there's no hellfire. There's no hell doctrine. Now there is a lake of fire, all right? There is a fire and brimstone, all right? That's the intercontinental ballistic missiles, but there's no such thing as hell where you just go down and torment, and at the center of the earth is cut in half, and then under that is some lava-filled red place where the devil's at.
Well, if there really was a place hell in the middle of the earth where you burn for eternity, Esau would have been the founder. Esau would have put all of his, because that's easy. That'd be easy for Esau to so-called prove that there's an actual, prove that the Bible is real. He could just simply get his best digging crew, you know, the crew from Armageddon, you know, and dig deep into the earth. You know, some of these top oil diggers. You know, he built a $1 billion drill, and he would drill to the center of the earth. And that is Psalm. When you go back to Psalms, read that again.
Psalm 16 and verse 10. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell.
Now I believe that's King David speaking now.
It is.
So why would King David say not to leave his soul in hell? So where's the account that King David went to hell and then left hell? So if hell's a real place, is that can you sneak out? Because according to that scripture, it seemed like King David found exit door.
And then how he still speaks to the Lord for his soul in hell.
Right.
And that's also a prophecy too of Yahushua. He was 3 days dead and he was resurrected again back in that same body. You know, he was really prophesying about Yahushua.
Right. So even with that, so with Yahushua, if Yahushua, when did Yahushua leave hell as you Christians believe? Because if you read that scripture in proper context, it lets you know that he was in the grave, because that's all the word hell means.
Yeah,
what is it? Sha'al?
Sha'al, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Sha'al.
875, which means the grave.
Yeah, that's all it means.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Psalms chapter 139, verse 8. If I ascend up to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. What does that mean? It's a condition. Hell is a condition played out on earth. Because the Heavenly Father is balanced. We're catching hell on this side, but the Lord is just going to deliver us up. Whether we die, we're going to go into a rest. And those that don't die at the end, we're going to go into, we're going to escape the hell, the everlasting fire that's going to come on the earth too. The everlasting fire is talking about the Most High sending that missile, and it's going to be for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Matter of fact, talking about this missiles, man. There was one scripture I wanted to get some.
Yeah, it's one more to add to that. This is on Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So how can hell get cast into the lake of fire if the hell was already a place and it's already fire there, huh? You know? You got it, bro.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Hell from beneath is talking about that wrath first and foremost, nuclear war weapons, and his lot. Esau's lot is going to be from heaven all the way to hell where we at. We're poor, we disdain, we're all scarring of the earth. We're going through misery. Everything that we plan out, everything that we put our hand to work out and profit for us, it turns to nothing, man. That's hell, and that's what Esau is going to do. He's going to be going to the pits of hell, and the pits of hell is being a bum, being nothing on the earth, man. Being a slave. That's hell.
Matter of fact, I could Isaiah 24, because this is the white man's hell right here. This is Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And those kings of the earth are these elite banking families, you know, the ones who are going to try to go into the bunkers, all right, to escape this brimstone, all right, this lake of fire. And it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. All right, so this is going to be the hell for Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, starting with their elites. Right now, we're in a condition of hell on earth, like the brother mentioned, okay, because we're supposed to be at top. Like Ecclesiastes, I think it's 10 and 6, where it says, I seen
servants of
servants,
our horses.
horses. Let's get that.
Yeah.
Because there's different meaning. I mean, we already established there's no hellfire, but hell is a condition played out on earth. The simple fact that we fell away from our state and we're made low. That's why our people, you know, are in the ghettos, the favelas, the slums. That's hell. You know, when you have a world of people that have to get up and hear an alarm clock in the morning, and then go clock in and work for some red devil who has no comprehension at all. All right, that's hell. When you have to endure torments of walking on concrete, that's hell. It tears up your body. So hell is a condition played out on earth. And a lot of Christians don't get into that. They like to give you the sing and dance and everything is okay. You know?
We're in the house of mourning. Matter of fact, that's how you know we're in hell, because we're in the house of mourning. You know, everything that comes with mourning, we have to deal with that. You know, mourning or falling from grace, like the brother's going into, falling from a high position in the world, being princes of the power to being a bunch of niggas and spicks. You know, seeing how our people are. This is hell, man.
Yeah, like I mentioned, like at the men camp, like, you know, the fact that we call ourselves Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, that's hell in itself, man, because Esau stripped us of our royalty, man. He stripped us of our customs and our ways of life. Now you think that, you know, celebrating Halloween and you know, all these other customs of Egypt is acceptable now. You know, that's a hell-like state. You know?
Let me get that excuse.
Yeah, let's get that right.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
Seven.
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 7.
You started there, though. Let's go. You go ahead. Yeah, you started.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
You had I think that there's this picture going around with, I think it's Teddy Roosevelt. He's on a horse, and then you got a so-called Native American on one side, you got a so-called Negro on the other side. Yeah,
Statue in the financial district in New York.
That goes perfectly into that scriptures, because we're at the bottom, and our oppressors, who's the base of the earth, the vilest beast out there, he's on top of us, man. And it's all due because we failed to hearken into the law, statutes, commandments. Every time the Lord brought his prophets out here to correct us, which we're doing now, y'all reject us. Okay, y'all hiss, y'all go about your business, and then he keeps bringing more hell on you. Okay, well, y'all didn't. It's just like your parents, man. Well, you didn't get it this time. I'm gonna get you harder. Okay, instead of using a switch this time, I'm gonna use that big, thick leather belt to get your ass this time.
Well, really, the Most High been whooping our ass since 70 AD, and our people had ample amount of time, which is prophetic that they didn't get it. But our people we've been getting our ass whooped really prior to that. Really, if you want to be technical,
Since about 586.
because our people was already under the rulership of the Greco-Roman Empire. It's coming into the time of Yahweh Shai, so really we've been getting our ass whooped for a couple millenniums right now. You know, but you know, it really comes down to the fact, man, the Most High it ain't no more ass whoopers coming your way. The Most High just gonna do a Noah style wipeout. Except this time it's gonna be with fire. Yeah, it ain't no more correction.
Yeah, we just
Both of them or 7. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, it's like we come out here to tell you you're superior. You're at the top of all the other 17 nations, man. All right, you're at the top of the food chain. The kingdom of heaven is already established for you. You just got to endure this sound doctrine. If you're a man, you got to come out here and preach the word. You got to grow a beard. That's not hard. The scriptures say that the laws aren't grievous. I think that's in 1 John 5 and 3. Okay, that's the love of the Most High. All right, keeping His commandments are not grievous. But our people, man, they don't. This whatever the next trend. Or so they want to continue to be servants, man. They have this slave mentality where if Whitey ain't in it, we don't want to be in it.
That's right.
You know, if Whitey can't get into the kingdom of heaven, he will be all right. all right, we're gonna get some more scriptures about Esau going in the hell-like state, the kingdom of heaven. But if he ain't in it, then Master in it. I don't know, man.
If it ain't white, it ain't
Yeah,
right.
if it ain't white, it ain't right, man. I don't know. He been good to us, you know. That's our people, man. From you so-called Negroes all the way down to you so-called Mexicans. You so-called Mexicans, y'all say that in Spanish too, man. You know, so we gonna get
Hey,
some.
but you know what? Our people are waking up to
Yeah.
the fact that this devil is the devil, man. You know, it's taking. You know, the Most High has his own timing with everything, but our people they're not as simple as they were 10 years ago, 15, 20, 30 years ago. You know, our people are waking up to the fact that these crackers don't have your best interests at hand. You know, especially when you out here. I remember I was doing Uber. I picked up this old Jake lady, and man, she, you know, everybody's up the game on gentrification. Everybody sees it. It's happening. If you go a few streets over here, go to Glenwood. Go to Glenwood and see what the hell is happening over there in Glenwood, 2nd Ave, Candler Road area, certain parts of Ponce. Man, they gutting this place, man. They stripping Candler, they stripping all these roads, man. They kicking you niggas, and they kicking you poor ass devils out too. Which a lot of you are Jakes too. You just look like devils. Spiking the rent, taxes is going up. You know, people are waking up to the fact that this devil, he don't have your best interest at hand on any level, whether it be that seeing how they're kicking you out of your neighborhoods, the price, the expenses of living, the cost of living is going up, but the wages is not moving. You know, like you got a lot of simpletons of our nation, but the Most High is rattling our people, man. They seeing these nations don't have your best interests at hand. All right. The Most High is pouring his spirit on these people.
As long as the Most High can rile Jacob.
That's it.
Can nobody else rile Jacob but the Most High in the scripture too.
That's it. And we push this word out on such a high level that whether people want to see it or not, they don't like these people in cars. They may not hear what we're saying right now and know what's going on, but it's an energy that's coming from it. And the energy that we're pushing is we're protesting the system. So automatically, it just shows them and it puts them in a vibration. That's why I say, through the spirit, these people, people are waking up, man. You got to be really a mush brain, stupid ass to not see this place is going down. This white man is against you. This system, like me and the brothers was talking to walk up here, that ball player for the Buffalo Bills, for him to just quit halftime in the beginning of the season, he said, fuck it. That's what he said. He didn't word it no other way. He said, fuck it. And like we were saying, we all experience that same feeling. You be on your job, me and his brother was like, man, you be like, man, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck no more. And that's what he experienced. He just experienced it on $1 million level.
Yeah.
So you got it, brother. Go ahead.
It's like I saw this movie, Michael Moore. I ain't gonna Michael Moore movie 11/9. I ain't gonna spill the beans on all of it. But this one particular scene, this damn Edomite cracker from West Virginia. He was like, man, people up here, they're tired of being overworked, underpaid, and understaffed. Man. It's like, man, we about to start riots in the street, man. They've been doing protests for years and stuff like that. The fucking teachers, they're crying out for more raises. Yep. More promotions, the lunch ladies.
Yeah, I seen an article on the teacher lady. Matter of fact, can I get a scripture real quick? Will you get Isaiah 19 and 12? We can really read that whole chapter, but we just go to the point. But it was an article in the Times magazine that was online where this teacher, now this is, if you know anything about American history or being an American, being a teacher, it don't get really any more American than a woman being a teacher. You know, like my mother growing up in I'm a early 30s person. You know, a lot of families, your father would be he would be the breadwinner. He had the money, he would be the money maker, and then your mother might have a little side gig. Your mother might do hair, or she might be a teacher, teach elementary, middle school, high school, or something. She's a teacher. You know, so you got these teachers, and those were cushy jobs. Teacher make a cool 50, 60K a year. You know, she got weekends off, holidays off. But now there's this article I was reading. This lady, she works 3 jobs, and donates plasma. Donates plasma 2-3 times a month just to pay the fucking bills.
She a teacher?
School teacher.
I saw something.
Ain't nobody making no money, man.
Hey, it was teachers. This was like last year. Yeah, teachers protesting because like 3
That's
or 4
right.
states.
That did happen. That was in West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia.
That was in West Virginia.
It was it was
Oklahoma.
Yeah, all throughout the Midwest. You know, because this was actually right after them school shootings. It was basically saying we're not getting paid enough for this. You know?
Yeah, and you want to put guns in the teachers' hands. They risking their life.
I ain't ready for that.
And they ain't getting paid enough for it. On all levels in America, I don't give a damn what your job is. Everybody has man, fuck this job. Because it's like me and this brother was saying, the input that you put into a job, the output is nowhere near it. And people are waking up to the fact that that's bullshit, man.
Yeah, the people that are lazy at the job, they get the most praises, and the people that are working harder, they get less praise.
Matter of fact, can you get that in Psalms 82? And you got it in Isaiah 19? We'll get the scriptures going.
Sorry, 12.
Yeah, 12, I believe.
This is Isaiah 19 and 12. Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts hath prepared upon Egypt.
Yep, go ahead.
The princes of Zoan
I skip to 14. Go to 14.
14. Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
In every work. It's a perverse spirit, because perverse means backwards, you know? So when you're going backwards, imagine you got a flow going, and everything is flowing this way. And then now all of a sudden something's thrown in the mix. Imagine you got water just flowing all the way down the street. This is the flow of water. It should go down street, right? Now the Most High done threw a monkey wrench into your gears. Now the water trying to flow back that way. That's perverse. It's trying to turn around, and the water's trying to turn around and go back that way. That's against the natural flow. And the Most High has done that to this place. The natural flow of Babylon, going back to the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, 70s, 80s to a certain extent, was you could get a great job straight out of high school.
Yep.
It used to be a time in America where these people could graduate high school and go get a factory job. Go to West Virginia and work the coal mines. Go to the Midwest and be factory workers.
That movie Fences. Was it that movie Fences with Denzel?
Yeah.
See, that used to be that you could do that. You could go to a lot of Jake from the South would migrate to Michigan and go to Detroit, Motor City. Just don't got no experience, go get a factory job. Look at Detroit now.
I don't even want to help Jake out up there. Contaminated water and all. No free health care.
No free help, no health care. Your pensions is through. You got a lot of Jakes still believing that they're gonna get their pensions when they turn 50. Nigga, please. All right, it was a few months ago, maybe a year ago, the state of Illinois basically let it know that we ain't got it.
Yeah.
All that shit was all a big Ponzi scheme ran by bankers, telling you we'll take a percentage of your check and invest it for you to give you a higher than normal return on your investment. Nigga, please. All right, it ain't happening. That's perverseness. All right, everything here is perverse, man. Like the brother was saying himself. That's why I said Psalms 82. All right, because in this place, like you said, you go on your job. The ain't shit people, they the ones that they're able to kick their feet back and watch you slave.
Yeah.
It is you get actually penalized for being a good worker.
Yeah.
You go on a job to show yourself a good worker and show your work ethics, and they take full-fledged advantage of your ass.
Yeah.
And that's in every work. Every work. Read that again in Isaiah.
This is Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work.
Every
thereof.
work. Me and this brother back here again, because me and him, you know, I've had the ability to work with this brother. So we done seen the construction side of things and working on homes. And we were saying, you know, when you go on these jobs, to show you how perverse Babylon is, the main men that work on these jobs is fucking dope heads.
Yeah, they all drunk.
They all drug addicts,
Drunkards.
drunkards and drunkards and addicts, man.
They only work in them jobs to keep feeding they hot.
And the only people that can't work those jobs is addicts. Because the money that's being paid to you, you think that you get a job to paint a fucking house. See, now back in the 90s, see, I done talked to people. You talk to these jakes that's been doing this type of work 25, 30 years, 40 years. Oh, they was making money in the 80s. They just roll out of bed and make $1,000 a day. They was making money in the 80s and 90s on accident. It was literally Jake was becoming accident millionaires during the 80s and 90s. And then, yeah, and that's what we had a fellow member in our camp. He made all his money, during that time period. But that didn't mean that Jake was natural born go-getters and hustlers and business minded. It was just so much money out here. It was just like you could just easily trip up and slide into $100,000. Jake, that spirit is dead here, man.
Hey, you know how the spirit dead too. Even these drug dealers.
I was just about to say that.
Back in the day, they would have certain documentaries on. If you wanted to be a drug dealer, you could make goddamn $100,000 overnight, man. That shit wasn't nothing to take. They had this one thing. What's this Techwood, which was
Alpha Mega. You talking about Alpha Mega?
You say it wasn't nothing. You goddamn. You goddamn running drugs. By the end of the goddamn day, you done made up to $20,000.
He said I remember on that. He said basically, you could go to a dice game, double your money, make a quick 20, go buy some rocks, go sell it, and by the end of the day, you got a couple stacks. So he said that's what Jake was doing back then. It was just easy. It was easy, but it ain't that way no more.
Now drug dealers eating off the advanced money of rappers. Now rappers are putting the drug. That's how big me too. Stuff got caught up.
But they all through.
America's finished. Just like we made that video in Stone Mountain, the first video. Everybody is finished in society, even drug dealers.
Yeah, even drug dealers. Look at the guy Ricky Bell from New Edition. He just did an interview. Man, you listen to that, man. I really, you almost damn near feel sorry for the guy. You thinking like, oh, this is the guy, one of the head members of New Edition, and this guy, man, his whole career he was through.
Hey, they played on the Fresh Prince, man. You can think this man has some money.
The whole career he was finished. All right, he ain't had no money. He ain't make no money through his whole career. Keep going.
All right, 15. Neither shall. I'm gonna start from the top again. The Lord, this is Isaiah 19:14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
And that's what Esau didn't bank on that. Esau didn't bank on this is spiritual. See, Babylon the Great, which you people know as America, is going down because the Most High crumbled the spirit of this place. It wasn't of your own will. It wasn't because of a failed computer trade or a failed crop or whatever. It was all of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why America's done it. There's nothing left here for America but death and destruction. That's why, like I said, the brothers, they really through the spirit. If you not watching American Horror Story, Apocalypse, man, you going off, man. You going off because that show shows you. That show shows you from the rip. It show you these elitist mind frame. It show you what their plans are. They show you in the scene where the one kid that just got into college, and them mercenary soldiers kicked in the door and grabbed him up. And it was like, yeah, we need you. This is not even an option. We got your DNA. We need you. And they were like, how the hell you get my DNA? And it was like Ancestry.com, man. These devils got a plan in motion. And they showing it to you. They know it ain't no jobs out here. War is the only thing left, because war is big business. That's an economic booster. What happened after the Great Depression? War. Finish it up in Isaiah. We get to your
It says, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
And you see a drunk man on the job? I have, unfortunately. I've witnessed a drunk nigga come on the job, man. Just fucking up. To the point where you gotta be like, man, you gotta go home, man. Remember that Jake was on that one job over there in Decatur? And I told you that nigga came in there with it was like 8 in the morning. He was drunk and he had a fucking 40 ounce Coke 45, man, just threw. He getting motor, he getting plaster and shit all over those new floors. They want to kick his ass. They want to kick his ass on the job, man. Imagine you just put some new floors down. It's not even your house. It's a rental property. And a nigga coming there drunk as hell, and he getting all kind of plaster and caulk and shit all over the floors. You ready to kick his ass? That's the spirit of Babylon, man. Babylon can't paint a straight line because it's fucked up. They can't get nothing right.
And in reality too though, a lot of these people get drunk because they fucking miserable, man. You gotta work 50, 60, 70 hours just to goddamn make ends meet. You don't even have time to drink after you get off work.
Yep.
Majority of people right when they get off work, they hardly even make it goddamn home because they so fucking tired, man. So what they do, they try to sneak some drink in the morning, drinking in hours where they ain't supposed to be drinking.
Yep.
So they working these crazy ass graveyard shifts. So they drinking early in the morning because they know they gotta go to work late at night. Yep. Then they ain't got time to please their woman because what they woman work for fucking hours, man. You know?
Ain't too
They
tired.
ain't got no type of downtime. That's
Ain't
the curse of here.
Ain't no release in this place. Keep going.
Verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt.
Neither shall there be any word. So the Most High has already proclaimed that he's going to send a perverse spirit into every work. And then it goes on to further to say that there shall be no work at all. That's why you men that's in this truth, man, you lose a fucking job, don't lose your goddamn mind, man. You lose, Jake will lose a job or the hours ain't right, and they be ready to commit suicide.
Experience and hop on you.
Yeah, you know?
Like, man, I only, I'm managing the camp, man.
Right. To hell with that, man. It's gonna get to a point out here, everybody's gonna be unemployed.
Everybody's gonna be on money all the time.
It's gonna be one day and ain't gonna be no more work out here, man. Ain't gonna be none of that, man. When this society shuts down, man, your woman ain't gonna be able to go get her hair done. So if she's not gonna be able to go get her hair done, that means there ain't gonna be no woman there to do the hair. You ain't gonna be able to go to Chipotle and get chips and dip.
I think that white woman said that on The Fifth Wave, the movie. She was all happy. She was like, "Oh shit! Look! The stock market crashed and whatnot. The economy is down. Yay! No more work." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how everybody. Well, especially Jake. Man, I'm gonna be happy as fuck. I'm gonna be happy as fuck.
Yeah, you get that in Ecclesiastes 12 too.
Yep.
Any more? I think that was it on. Is that it on?
Let me finish it up. All right, this is Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head.
And this is modern day Egypt. All right, we don't got to get it. But when you read Revelation 11 and 8, it tells you that this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. This is your prison house. All right, keep going.
It says, which the head or tail.
Oh, the head or tail. So if you a $6.75 making nigga at McDonald's, ain't gonna be no work for you. If you a $100 million nigga, ain't gonna be no work for you because you need everybody. See, with an economy, everybody needs everybody. You know, that's why you had these devils talk about this is socialism. All right, ain't nothing wrong with socialism. Socialism is no more than just a simple social experiment or a society where everybody works together. All right, if I make pies, and you the person that makes the boxes for the pies, we benefit off of each other. You know, if you a glass producer, and I'm the milkman, I make money off it. I use your glasses to put my milk in. You need my milk to put my milk in your glasses. We work together. But in the society, if one industry is off, that whole ecosystem is all the way warped. It's a ripple effect. That's why these professional athletes, it's gonna get so bad out here. Ain't nobody gonna be paying $1,000 tickets to go see LeBron James play.
It's just a total fascism out here. The government is taking over everything. He's putting patents, his signature on everything. The executive order was one of them. Hey, if anything, national emergency, the government can declare, like, hey, he can seize anything from transportation, even to the damn boat on the seas, man.
Your skills, they can seize your skills.
Yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, your property.
They show you that in American Horror Story. If you haven't seen it, they show you where they have. They ran into that boy's house, and they was like, it's something. I don't remember how they worded it, but it was like basically there's something about you, and they seized his ass, and they threw him in a cage with some other people just like him. They said it was something in his blood that they need him. Why do they need him? Because in their mind they think they're gonna reprocreate, they're gonna destroy this place and repopulate it. Nigga, you're not the Most High, man. Only the Most High can sanction certain things like that, where he can destroy a whole place and sanction certain souls to repopulate it. He did it during the time of Noah with the with the other 7 souls, Noah, Shem, Japheth, Ham, and their wives. He's gonna do it again this time with the elect. The elect is going to be the sanctioned ones to repopulate the nation of Israel. But you devils, you don't got no power. You can't decide that you're going to destroy this place and then repopulate the place. See, your God complex is being shrizzled up, man. You know, you got that.
They can't even repopulate.
Hey, but that's this devil's pride. He thinks that he can make it where you don't repopulate, and then he could turn it up and make you repopulate. Now I'm gonna force you to repopulate. Yeah, bring it up, bro.
This is Isaiah 14. We start 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
That's why we read. These devils, you're being cut down, man. These so-called white people, they're not seen as the gems of the earth anymore. They at one point they were looked at as gods and goddesses. Now they looked at as thieves and fugitives, man, and fuck-ups. That's why we don't even curse them out no more.
Yeah.
There's no point cursing their ass out anymore. They get cursed out. These Edomites get cursed out every day of their life, man. They're being pushed out of the earth because their way of life is death, man. And that guy was saying earlier, this place is waking up to the fact that these devils are death, man. They're not life. That's why they're the ones behind the drug push. They're the ones behind these diseases. Homosexuality.
Son of perdition.
The son of perdition. That's it. Matter of fact, get that in 2 Thessalonians. Yeah, get that in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. That's the spirit. Keep going to what you had, though. Was that it on what you had?
No, I'm going down.
Yeah, get that in 2 Thessalonians.
All right. Verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
And that's a God complex. You know when you're confident in yourself, true confidence in yourself actually brings humility. Or humility, I mean, not humidity. Humility. Because you're confident in the fact of your position in this whole thing. Hey, the Most High. Matter of fact, we're confident in Isaiah, 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, that the head of Yahushua is Yahweh, and the head of the man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. We're confident in that. So we play our position. Esau it doesn't have a rightful position, so he's proud to make himself feel something.
Yeah, that's why it says in Obadiah, proud of thy heart after ceasing.
That's right.
He spoke about how he exalted himself, because pride is the essence of putting yourself on high, and humble is the essence of putting yourself down low, and basically looking at everything from a level playing field.
That's right.
Because the deepest root of the word humble goes back to the word earth, human. That's what humble goes back to, humans. You know, basically you knowing that you of the earth, you came from the ground. You know, you understand your position.
That's right.
You're not the Most High. You don't control the situation. You're just a mere individual.
Yep.
And the Most High is directing you. That's why you pray to the Most High that He actually direct your path to righteousness.
That's right. That's why it says in Sirach, the 10th chapter, why is earth and ashes proud? Because that's all we are. You know, keep going.
It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
And these other nations didn't say that. These Hamites didn't say that. These Moab and Ammon, Japheth, Ishmael, they didn't make such a bold, brass statement. And these devils really believe that. They really think that they on a level, man. These devils ain't on no level, man. These devils is through, man. You know, if they were on some level, if you're such a god, why is Babylon falling?
Hold it up.
Hold it up.
Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas, right. Hold it up. We just brought out in Isaiah the 19th chapter that the Most High sent a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt. If you're such a god, why didn't you block that spirit? You know? Why didn't you block that spirit, Esau? No, that was it. What was you?
This is Isaiah 14, in verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yep, that's right. And that was Esau, man, the so-called white man.
I was gonna say
You got it, bro.
that prophecy originally was talking about Nebuchadnezzar, because he was the one that basically the Most High, through Isaiah was talking about, because he was he exalted himself. And when you read in Daniel,
That's right,
it speaks about how the Most High put Nebuchadnezzar low. What it said, he put him low to the ground to the point talents was growing out his hands. He was on the ground basically. He was growing feathers, and he understood that it was a power on high. It was the Most High.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And Esau's the new king of Babylon.
I want to bring the precept, 2 Thessalonians.
Yeah, please, Father Kashak.
Come. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
And so the falling away already occurred. The falling away occurred starting with 70 AD. That's when we fell as a nation. That was a wrap after that. We ain't been the same since.
Come.
We lost it all. We discontinued from our heritage, and then it just fully led to us being full-fledged slaves, man. Coming to cargo slave ships. But it says that great falling away, and then what else? What does it say?
It says, and that man of sin be revealed.
Who's the man of sin? Go to Malachi 1 and 4. Who is the man of sin? See, Israel is the man is basically like the man of steel. But you Edomites, that's why the spirit got it going from a devil playing Superman to Michael B. Jordan playing Superman. And the name Michael, which we had a demon in our camp used to always bring this out. Micah Allah, which means who said it? Who is like the Most High. So it's spiritual that Michael B. Jordan is playing Superman.
Yeah, because the word Superman goes into power too, which is all power. But because the original Superman was really a black man anyway.
Right.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Edom, you see, it's telling you. It's talking about Edom. Esau is Edom, you Edomites, you so-called white people. Go ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Oh, see, ain't no Most High or Lord willingly. He's going to show you how proud that devil is. He said, we will return. This devil been proud since he was created. He's a complete, utter opposite of us. We the meek, we the low, and he's the proud. Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
You built up America. You built up your beast system. You came back from your shambles, and you built up. Esau really didn't do a lot, because we know in the spirit of of an Israelite, but in the spirit of Esau at the time, he's done a lot. He's done a lot to this place, man. He got you people wanting to put chips in you.
Leave it in.
Knowledge shall increase.
Right. Keep going.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
What is wicked? What is sin? Sin is wickedness. So that's the son of perdition, the son of sin. All right, and these white people, they so-called white people, are all about sin, man. They're gonna go out tonight and they're gonna go to their favorite steakhouse, and they want that cow, they want that steak bloody. Tartar. With some snails. Escargot. Everything about these white people is sin, man. With a shrimp cocktail. And raw oysters. Then they're gonna do some just nasty scoops, just some nasty shit at the end of the night with each other, man. Obscene things. Some debaucheries. These so-called white people are all about debaucheries. That's why, like the brothers asked for First Maccabees, the first chapter. You know, because Alexander the Greek, when it tells you when they came into power that wickedness increased, multiplied. Alexander the Greek was all about debauchery. That's when you look into his life, that's what he died from, a debaucherous lifestyle.
We went into that word debauchery.
Huh?
We went into that word debauchery.
Yep.
Man.
It's an all fast thing. You don't want. Hey, I'll fight somebody if they call me debaucherous.
Right.
That's fighting words. For real, that's fighting words. Somebody say, man, you a debaucherous individual. What the fuck you saying about me? You basically saying I'm a homosexual.
Basically a homosexual.
You calling me basically a homosexual. You calling me a vile creature. Being debaucherous is being a pedophile. You into bestiality. You into whatever floats your boat, man.
The sadism.
The sickness.
The hedonism.
Yeah, right. Keep going.
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness,
Order of wickedness, man.
and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
Now, if the Most High is all about righteousness, why would he be against you Edomites if you were about righteousness too?
Right.
But he's against you because you are a clean contrary to the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Say that Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter.
That's one of my favorite scriptures. Because these devils they're like polar opposites of us, man. It's an episode on Teen Titans Go, where Robin and all them, they went to the like the reverse world. So like a reverse Robin, reverse Cyborg.
Like alternative.
It was an alternative to them. And like everything he was trying to deal with them, but he would tell them like, yeah, that was a good job. And they had their feelings hurt because they were all the way just reverse. So he really meant like, yo, that was a good job, but they took it as bad because he really should have told them, yeah, you know you fucked up, and they would take that and be like, oh, okay, good, I rock it. That's Esau.
God.
Esau is the complete opposite of us.
When you said that was bad, you'd be like, oh yeah, we did bad.
That's why he's the adversary. You know, he's the opposite of us. We eat our meats cooked. He eats his raw.
And that's why when you watch them shows with the evil twin, that's really talking about Esau.
Yep.
You'll watch the opposite. He's basically the evil version. And then you'll see they basically arguing like, nah, I'm the real one. Nah, I'm the real one. Because he took our whole identity, man. You know? He calling himself the Jew, saying that he's the true chosen people on the whole side. And he really believes in himself, man.
But he's dying.
He's God.
Yeah, it says that.
Right.
Come continue. And that man of the son of perdition.
Yep, the son of destruction.
Come.
Right? Everything this devil does is destructive. This motherfucker ain't about life. You know? If he was about life, why is he poisoning the air? And poisoning the food. Making you want to be basically making it where all the men on the earth are a bunch of goddamn beta males. You can't even be a fucking man in this society.
Put the woman above you.
That's destruction.
Yeah.
He make it where you just a weakling. You know, I do this whole Uber shit, and I had these people of America in my car. You know, the citizens of America. You know, that's how you know. That's how you can tell Israelites from the heathens, and then Israelite foreigners amongst the heathens. Man, we got a certain way that we walk. You know, like I had these Elamites in my car on my last trip. I had a pool and shit. So I got one of these Elamites sitting in the front seat with me, right? And I'm just looking at, Jake, we got a certain energy about it. You know, how we drive, our hand is on the steering wheel a certain way. Our foot kind of hit the gas a certain way. Everything we do is kind of, it's got flavor. Everything, the Jake drives, it's just got flavor. I'm looking at him sitting in the seat next to me, and I'm just like, man, this guy's finished, man. Look how he's just sitting. He just all long-legged and just all bent over and looking weak. We don't even look weak when we sit down. We got a kind of a little bit of a manliness, posture. We have a posture. We sit like we dignitaries. They sit with that weak, that feeble, like they don't have enough muscle strength to lift their shoulder, pull their fucking spaculas back. they rib their
nerve back.
They all humped over and hunched. Yeah. I come bring out what you got.
All right, this is just going back into Esau and them being totally opposite from Israel. Us being life, and him representing death. You know, this is Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Now that's speaking about Edom. Edom is the nickname, so to speak, for Esau, meaning red. Okay, and it says that when he was given power, okay, he was going to take peace from the earth, and he had a great sword, meaning through violence, he was going to take away peace, because what's opposite of peace? Violence. War.
War.
Conflicts.
Strife. Okay, and that's everything that this so-called white man does. Like the brother said, everything we do, we have a certain flavor. Esau got a flavor too.
Yeah, it's a flavor, all right.
It's a flavor. It's just bland. Our flavor is more peaceful. We chill. We're more of a peaceful, relaxed nation.
Plain man. I got precept over what you said.
Yeah, come. But Esau, he has to always, show forth his
haughtiness.
Yeah, his pride, right? His haughtiness. If he wants to dominate, he does it by violence. If Jake wants to dominate, he can just use wise words, and everybody will be like, oh, this man he has such a great way with words. But Esau, right? Scripture says that his words were smoother than butter, yet war was in his heart. It says words were like drawn swords, because he's all about taking away peace.
Yeah, that's why when we go on a job, think about how Jake takes over a job. When Jake go on a job, they take the job over by performing,
right?
Being great on the job. You devils, you come on a job and looking to fuck somebody over. How can I get him? He's in the way of me and my promotion. So what can I do to get him? Let's I'm a lie, and I'm gonna start a rumor on him. He told me this in confidential, but I'm gonna tell it. Tyrone told me that he lost his car. I don't know if he's dependable.
Right. He just if he's a boss, he'll just ride your ass all the time.
That's what they do.
All the way to go.
Different methods you gotta go on. So.
Yeah, Genesis 27:40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
And he never showed his sword nowhere in the Old Testament. It was always quarrels, and it was always back and forth between Edom and Jacob. But the highest form of Esau actually receiving the sword is in these times now, man. Through the Gallic gun, how he took down the Native Americans, how he took down Issachar, the whole southern kingdom. It was all about a sword. Germ warfare, pestilences, nuclear warfare. Psychological warfare, social warfare, different complexes, all these different that's part of the sword, man. The reason why you actually hate yourself, that's Esau actually attacking your mind through the spirit, man.
Feeling inadequate, lacking confidence. Yeah, lacking confidence in yourself. Insecurities. You got certain insecurities about yourself, and you don't even know where it came from. It came from this devil. That's why the black man hates himself, and the black woman surely hates herself.
That's why the black man hates himself, and the black woman hates you.
To add that little bit of twang to that.
Hey, they already Sluggy. They got a new technology too. I saw it on YouTube. It's from the book Cooking of Humanity. They got a weapon called microwave, and they can dictate the thoughts in your mind. They can't really dictate like the Most High, because he said it. They can't be like the Almighty, but he said they can put doubts in your mind. Yeah.
Like that. When you drive down 20, you're driving down 20, like you going 20 west, and you get past Moreland. Them big radio tower that's right there on the side of the interstate. It's the same thing. It's like those things. Those things, they let out frequencies. Esau knows that, because the Most High deals with frequencies, like you said. That's why during the new moon or full moons, people act crazy, because that's that draw. Water. It's drawing on your waters.
Lunatic.
It makes you feel a certain way.
That's the word. What's the word? Lunatic.
Yep.
Yeah, the word lunatic goes to the word lunar because it plays on the water. Because your body has what, like 70-75% water.
Right.
So when the lunar, you know, when they actually the full moons, people it actually plays on the minds of the people. And I knew this chick that actually worked at the hospital. She was like, for some reason, around the full moon, people go crazy. But I explained it to her lightly, you know what I'm saying? I was like, really, it plays on your mind because of the moon actually plays on your mind. And she's like, oh shit, that shit makes sense. But see, you know, because everything has a vibration to it.
Yep.
There's certain spirits, and Esau, what he does, he manipulates vibrations through frequencies.
That's right.
He can turn up frequencies, all this Wi-Fi, all these things in circulation. That's what makes him deaf. When you go back to Revelation, you still got that in Revelation 17?
No.
There's still some more in there, but some more different horses though. Because he really represents all the damn horses, man. Horses of destruction. Because horses represent power. When Esau got his power, he dominated through all realms.
That's right.
He dominated through, like we said, psychologically, resources. It speaks about that in Ezekiel through the traffic, import, exports, drugs, sex trafficking. Now they say the biggest form of trafficking is sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking done took over gun trafficking, man. And you know, arms dealing, that's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah, let me get down to verse 8. This is Revelation 6 and 8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
Yeah, and pale is the color of a curse. Whenever somebody's pale, is basically lacking substance. You read that in, what's the curse that Cain got? Basically the curse of being pale, man. Because he was the original man that had pigmentation, but the Most High stripped that pigmentation from him, and basically to show and signify that he was the first criminal.
Yeah.
The word criminal goes into the word crimson, all right? Which is a derivative of red. He's the bloody man. To show and identify this is that man of sin.
Son of perdition.
That son of perdition. That's why after that, what happened? He went to the land of Nod, you know? Because just like Apostle R said, to actually reinsert himself and to get his color back, because he knew he was a leprous man. That was the image, or that was the mark that was given onto him. And the Most High said in the spirit that basically nobody could touch that man, you know? Because it was something to be a signet and to signify, basically, if you actually shed man's blood, then that curse would be upon you. And the Most High just reproduced them immensely and made a fucking nation of them, man.
Yeah.
It's more on that too.
Yeah, it says, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth.
That's a blessing. Power comes from on high. Anything that you actually get, is whether substances, any type of blessing, it has to come from the Most High. So Esau got the power, like I said, the power of the fourth part to do what? Read that over.
It says, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and
To
with
kill
hunger.
with sword. The reason why these Arabs so fucked up in the Middle East is because of the white man.
Yep.
They call America the Great Satan, and they call the land of Israel the Little Satan, man. So they know it's generating hot demons, man. The reason why China is jacked up is you got all these fast food restaurants, you got toxic pollution, you know, all these light pollution.
Spot off of the east coast of Africa, where these devils
Oh, Africa.
they dump all kinds of nuclear waste in the waters over there in Somalia, and this devil, he's death, man.
There's a little bit more. It says, with sword and with hunger and with death and
Oh,
with
with
the
sword
beasts of
and
the
with
earth.
hunger. And the reason why them Africans are starving, and really Africa is really like the number one area for resources. Non-renewable and renewable resources. Africa is a damn near second paradise, man. It was supposed to be. But look at it now. Nobody don't want to go to no goddamn Africa, man. Them Africans are starving to death. How the hell you starving in an area like that, man?
That shit is beyond. That's like the hard. Like, you know, you think about Jake being fucked up on an island. It's like, how are you fucked up on an island? You tell me there's no mango trees? It ain't no papaya, no avocados. You can't go fishing.
That's because Esau had destroyed the earth itself. To where whatever's grown is probably more like the government grown. Or if you do grow, let's say you do have mango trees or whatever, it's only going to yield so much. You know, You might be able to sell a little bit here and there, but it's not going to be in abundance.
No work.
You know, like in the ancient
Going
world.
back to that point, no
Same
work.
thing with the ocean. Yep, no work. Same thing with the ocean. He's polluted. He's destroyed the pH level of the ocean so much the animals want to come up here.
And all that plastic. They say, and you know Esau was rejected by the year 2050. They say by the year 2050 and shit like that. They say the water's gonna be fucked up, man.
I read somewhere like
There
that.
ain't nothing gonna come. You can't get no fish or anything like that because too much plastic. All this plastic is being dumped in the water, man.
I think California just passed a law making it basically trying to ban straws.
Yeah, they banned the straw.
Yeah, they've been past the straw.
So that's another form of the economy that this devil has brought low.
And that's
Fishermen.
what security measure.
You know when you watch that show like the Wild Catches,
Yeah,
they
Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch and things of that nature. You know those people they invest a lot of money. Like you'll have investors. Like a guy will own a boat and he'll lease the boat to people, and they'll go fish and go out. And they just basically got to come back up with that they got to come back with the re-up, basically. Like, all right, you fronted us $30,000 for this trip, so we got to make sure we get the $30,000 plus
Plus a
a surplus of fish and money, so we can keep this going. But what you think is happening with these fishermen? They ain't got to show us on the news for us to know that these fishermen are going in the middle of the ocean and pulling out a big boy net of just unusable fish. They probably dump the fish on the boat and be like, man, we can't do shit with this,
Or
man.
trash.
Trash.
Oh, they do that all the time.
All kind of trash be found in the ocean.
They had that one video with the turtle. That turtle had a straw this goddamn long in its nose, man. She just kept pulling it and it kept pulling it. It didn't stop, man. But that's with a lot of those animals and stuff. A lot of those birds. You know, you got a lot of birds that actually eat plastic because the Most High, what he does is he creates certain animals that actually destroy toxins and things of that nature. That's why you have a food chain. Now you got birds that actually eat all this plastic, and they were showing they actually dissected the birds and they opened it up. That shit was full of plastic, man.
Because it can't digest
It ain't enough birds in the world to clean up all this plastic. Because these different factories, what they doing? They constantly producing. And these people, they want you to recycle and do all these different methods to clean up the plastic, but it's artificial. The earth can't destroy this shit. Because really back in the day, they actually had natural plastic where you could actually bury it and do certain things, and it actually actually biodegradable. It will actually deteriorate. But this plastic now, this shit don't destroy it. That shit, it could be 100+ years, 1,000 years after, and that plastic will still be in the same spot.
That's how Lord gonna have to burn everything. You have to burn it.
With a fervent heat.
Yeah, like another chemical reaction. You gotta destroy these chemicals down to the elements. That's why it says that in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, where it says the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Like you said, the fervent heat. You know.
And there ain't no fucking volcanoes, dickheads.
Right.
All right.
There's gonna be no
Because
sulfur.
it ain't no sulfur, and it's only nuclear fire can destroy all elements, man.
Right.
Because certain elements have different melting and burning points, different temperatures at which they burn. There's certain elements that is on the periodic table. It might take 2,000 degrees to melt.
A lot of those elements was made by fire, man. You know, like diamonds.
With gold.
Yeah, gold.
Diamonds.
They say it was made in the mantle of the crust, different crust of the earth, and it eventually rose up, and that's when you was able to actually get it, man. As a matter of fact, somebody get
Because
that
the earth shifts
with the
and
fire.
it pushes everything up. Because you know the earth, they're put into this stuff. That's why you got natural oil that lubricates the plates, man.
It's right up.
You know, so they can shift. It's like gears. But you know, when you destroying the surface of the earth, because they say the mantle of the earth is about 2 or 3 miles thick, and then you start hitting that real deep stuff, and that's where you can like find the oil. Why? Because you getting to the point where you can get into the plates.
What
man.
these devils do, they fracking.
Yeah, fracking.
Natural gases.
Yeah,
Pushing water or
bombing
pressure.
through the mantle.
It's water. It's water. They push through
the
a
mantle,
high
yeah.
level of pressure in the water.
Push it
earth.
down. And then come back, it's like a earthquake.
Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Well, yeah, just like we was just now speaking about that fire. That's that intense heat. Because another word for the word fire is pyro. The word pyro means pure. Now, when you read in the scriptures in the law, what is the, if I'm not mistaken, it's Numbers, the 30th chapter, it speaks about the water of separation for cleanliness. It's two elements that actually make things clean. Whether the first is water and the second is fire. That's the only way you can be clean. Like if you were unclean, what would you do? You would wash your clothes and you would actually be unclean until evening. Or certain things you would actually have to wash it up, and that's how you clean things up. Now, the second method of cleaning things up is what? Fire. And the Lord already said in Genesis that he basically won't destroy the earth with water anymore. Yeah. That's where you have the token of the rainbow. Where the Most High actually made the covenant between him and Noah, but he never said fire. And that's why when you read that in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, it speaks about that fire that's going to totally vanquish this place. All right, via nuclear missiles, man. No other instrument. No goddamn volcano's going to erupt and destroy the whole world. You got that in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter?
Con.
3 and 10, maybe. Or you can start at 9.
Start at 6.
Con.
5. Yeah.
5. Yeah. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But
The old world. That's why when you read in Revelations, it's known as what? The second death. It speaks about certain in the Lord is actually going to overcome the second death, which is the missiles.
That's right.
And how are we going to overcome it? Via chariots. Because when everything burns up, it tells you that in Psalms 91st chapter, which you can get that, we're going to be in those chariots, man. That's going to be the way that we get up out of this place.
Only way.
Only way we got out of it. Because you got to think, we already said before actually everything goes down, it's going to be an economic collapse. With an economic collapse, there ain't going to be no planes taking you out the country. Everything going to be locked down. You ain't even going to be able to get out your city. How the hell you going to get out the country?
They show you on that same show, episode of American Horror Story. That elitist girl, she was like, her father told her, which is in the clip you sent, was to get to the private jet. And they was trying to kill her. They was the workers at the airport came to where that jet was and was trying to take that jet. Because they understood that this is a means of getting the hell out of here quick. Because when everything collapses, you look how traffic is on a regular day in Atlanta. How the hell you can get out of Atlanta, gridlock traffic, and that's total chaos?
You're not leaving. You're going to die right there among them with road rage. You're going to die with road rage.
You see?
And you see it with Will Smith on was that I Am Legend. All they had to do was just blow one bridge. Or multiple bridges, blow them bridges up. You can't go no goddamn way.
And you know that's
niggas can't swim. Hey, it was already shown statistically. Niggas cannot swim. It's statistically proven niggas can't swim to save their life. Man.
And you know, I was thinking, that's funny, you know, you had brought it up earlier about Esau and Ezekiel, about his traffic. And you know, I was thinking, like, even when we get in these roads, we call it, we're in traffic. Because we're his commodity.
Yeah,
we're his good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was thinking the same. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about business traffic, we're the commodity that's flowing to the city. That's why you never see traffic in both directions. In the morning, traffic is going to the city, and in the evening, is traffic flowing out of the city. Esau knows. That's why he knows. And that day, all he got to do is cut that road off, cut that bridge off.
You know what bridge and what road to cut off?
Flood that area.
Yeah, he know what he do.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Me and the brother Zakaria was talking about that the other day. Was it with you? They're gonna that Spaghetti Junction over there at 285 and 85 going north. They're gonna blow that up. I-20 east and west.
Oh, that's it.
All that they're gonna blow that side up and blow that side up because the 285 is the belt line, just like DC has 495 and Texas has 635. It's what goes around the city.
Florida too. Florida has is that 495 that the bypass that takes you around Jacksonville.
If you cut that little circle off, no one can get in and out the city.
Second, was that 15 and 16, 15 and 17?
try that out.
What, desire to go into a city?
Yeah.
I got it.
Get that.
You got it?
But I'm gonna continue on the verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept and stored.
Hey, and just like the brother said, going with what y'all said, they already got all those executive orders, man. Them executive orders is laid out, and that was one other executive order, compromising the bridges and the road systems. They got executive orders to compromise the agriculture, compromise you, compromise the trafficking of which is the bridges, the road systems, everything, the cities, all these, basically every fucking thing you see. Whether it's your dog, whether it's your skill, any little thing that you actually have in possession can be taken by the government in times of grief. You know?
And they ain't taking the answer no.
Austerity measures. Because austerity measures can get very, very austere. You had certain situations like in Cyprus years ago, and they do it a lot of times, where it gets so bad for the government, they'll just take money out of people's bank accounts. But that's still a low level of austerity. It's gonna get to the point where they're gonna take you. They're gonna make you actually work and build certain things. They're gonna actually try to make you a perpetual slave.
Yeah, it's called, I think Obama signed it. You know, a lot of these, these truthers out on the internet with pushing. He was creating to create a civilian workforce, and that was along with that that resources preparedness act. You know, where they could, confiscate the resources. But like the brother was saying, it's gonna confiscate your skills. You know, whether you was in the military, whether you're a nurse, you're in the medical field, whether you structure, hacker,
Hackers,
you know, anything that can help move society along and keep it in continuance. Okay, because you need a police force.
Yeah.
Okay, you need people to take care of the sick and the injured. You know.
That's the executive order 13603 is what he signed. That's what tells you all.
Okay, right. Executive order 13603. You know, and that's basically what's going to continue help them continue on during the times of martial law. Because that's what's going to be a military takeover of the government. You know, I got the scripture. Okay. See, no, you want to finish it out there.
And I'm gonna continue. He says, by the same word were kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Perdition is destruction of ungodly men. That's why it tells you also in Peter's how the Lord knoweth how to deliver the righteous and save the ungodly for judgment. Everybody here, all they doing is basically storing their time up just to get judged.
It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game.
It's a waiting game. You know, and people always got this concept of hell, in the area where fire and destruction and everlasting doom. That's in the scriptures. But it's going to happen right here. This is the area either of redemption or this is the area of judgment. The Lord gave you the red pill or the blue pill. You choose, man.
You choose.
And
Really, it ain't no choice.
Really, it really ain't no choice.
Really ain't no choice.
The Lord he already got everybody card. The elect is already sealed. We just playing. Everything is part of the Most High's movement, man. And we already see in the spirit that we going down the right path, That's why we have to continue in this thing, man. Pray, fast, stay in the right spirits, constantly grow in the work.
Endure.
Don't get weary. Don't get tired. Endure. Because the trial's going to get harder and tougher. You got some more?
Oh, that was it.
All right, come on. Now this is 2 Corinthians 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yep. Right? And it was just going to what we were just speaking about. Okay? How, in the time of trouble, in the time of these different plagues and calamities that happen here in America, a lot of these roads and these bridges and these cities are going to be cut off to where you're going to have people trying to flee. And see, they put it in these movies.
Yep.
So then you see it in your mind and either you pay attention to it or you don't. And even for those of you that pay attention to it, you think, oh, well, I got a plan. They put it in the movie. It's been their plan for the past century or so.
They just smeared it in your face.
They just put it in your face. You thinking, oh, because I watched the movie, I'm going to make it.
Yeah, like a jig at my job. Jig at my job that put me on that show, reminded me of it.
Yeah.
He was talking about the fact that how basically he He's like, yeah, man, it'd be crazy. You know, he's like, it'd be crazy if you know that really, you know, if that could happen or if that really happened.
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at his ass like, if you only knew.
Right.
Like these people don't think. These people do not think that that's going to happen.
That shit is right here. It's right around the corner.
Like, you know, you wait until it happens and you're going to try to get out of here, but they already know that they're not going to let you out. It's too late. They already got checkpoints, they already got roadblocks, you know. They already got the technology and the manpower to keep you there, keep you in whatever city or town you're located in.
Yeah, and that's really how they built America. They built it the way like a complex prison system. When you look at how these prisons is designed, it's hard as hell to get out those prisons. They got thresholds where prisoners can't break through. You might could knock down the bars, you might could, knock a couple people down, kill a couple folks, but it's still a lot of different pathways where they make it.
Yep.
Even certain where prisons is actually located at. They're very, very particular. That's why
They're in the middle of nowhere.
this devil is wiser than Daniel, man.
Yeah, The Rock. What was that movie? What's that movie, The Rock? With that prison out there in California.
Oh, Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Out there, Guantanamo Bay, being in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And that new movie with Sylvester Stallone, I think he
that's
designed
a good movie.
he had designed this complex prison system. They put him in there with his other actors.
They designed that prison based off of his book, because his job was to basically show those weaknesses in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
And basically his job was to insert himself in the prison, and then he would break out of the prison and he would come back and tell the people, well, this is how I did it, and this is how you got to fix yourself. But that last scene, which if your brothers haven't seen that movie, you should watch that movie.
Movies, I think, now.
remember the concept.
Yeah, you gotta watch that movie because they show you in that movie how they inserted him into that last prison. I was like, when I watched that, I was like, yeah, that's where the men of the Lord gonna be at, man. It ain't gonna be no regular DeKalb County county jail and shit. They gonna sit on.
Beside a nigga.
Yeah, behind a nigga that just got locked up for indecent exposure.
Right. Nah, they got
In that movie they show you, they was like, man, he went out in the boat. It was an actual, like a rig, like a big boat. The prison was on a boat, so even if you got to the top of the boat, like just to get to the top was pure hell. But even when he broke out and he got to the top of it, he realized, I'm on a fucking boat.
Mm-hmm.
But he was smart, so he did a lot of shit and he still figured his spot out. But this is like getting back to the point, like you said, this is a very complex designed prison. That's why there's roads underneath roads, cities underneath the cities.
Yep. Yep.
Access points, entering points.
That's why it's look up the word labyrinth real fast, because this ain't nothing but a fucking complex labyrinth.
Yeah,
man.
maze.
And we the mice. That's why it says what? The prey depart of not. And it speaks about how we led a sheep to the slaughter. To be led somewhere means somebody's directing you.
Mm-hmm.
When you see like how these slaughterhouses be, they'll open certain things and they'll actually lead them. They don't even have to force them. They actually, direct them basically to the slaughterhouse. You got that word real fast?
How you spell it?
L-A-B-Y-R-I-T-H.
L-A-B-Y-R.
I'm gonna read this again real quick.
Yeah, you can finish that too.
715 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, so even in the midst of everything, all these houses gonna be destroyed, man. You got these niggas that's putting all their energy into the getting these nice ass luxury houses. Them joints gonna be spoiled, man. Hey, you had that video, it came out a couple years ago, the little niggas, they pulled up the Lil Wayne spot. Lil Wayne was like, get the fuck up out of here, man. So these niggas, everybody, if a common nigga knows where Lil Wayne lives, think about the troops. They're gonna have a blueprint.
Yep.
So this shit just happened with Lil Boosie. It was like, he did like a little video, it was like these kids found out where I live at and they was videotaping the crib.
Yeah.
So these celebrities, a lot of these celebrities, you think if you're in a certain part of the city, you're good. Nah, man. They know where you stay at. They can easily find the information and get access to you.
Because niggas ain't breaking into the projects. A nigga ain't gonna go out of his way in that day to break into a house in the Bluff.
Right.
All right, a nigga's trying to break out of there.
Edomites ain't trying to break into the hood. These Edomites that live amongst you, they're gonna go up to these high affluent neighborhoods.
Yep. These West Pace West Paces Ferry,
Yeah.
New Northside Drive,
Marietta,
Alpharetta,
Alpharetta.
Johns Creek.
These Fort South County.
Right.
Edomites.
Because they went out there thinking that they was gonna get away, man. You can't get away from the destruction that's coming.
Yeah, that's why Esau's gonna hide in them bunkers, man.
You have to go up or
You have
in.
to go up and down. It's Amos 9:2. It said, though they dig into hell, the hell represents the pit. So Esau, and you see the so-called conspiracy videos with Denver, show you how complex those goddamn, what they call them, domes, deep underground military bunkers. You know? And them shits, like we talked about the previous week, them shits is deep, man. A lot of niggas don't know about it. We might be we standing on top of one right now.
Right.
You know? Maybe.
A lot of these companies, they'll get government contracts, and they'll get these construction workers to, go down there and they'll build these cities based off of the contract. They tell you it's one thing, right? But it's really designed for something else.
Movie the Cube.
Cube, I was thinking about that.
In the movie The Cube, it was like, it's basically, it goes into the word. Matter of fact, if you bring out the word, because it goes into what the brother is talking about. Yeah.
This is just a basic Google search of the word labyrinth. It says a complicated, irregular network of passages or paths in which it is difficult to find one's way.
Now that movie, The Cube, which basically that movie, The Cube, it's on Netflix. It's like a more extreme version of Maze Runner.
Yeah.
It's a way more extreme version of it. Like Maze Runner kind of made it kind of cute, like the boys club, and boys getting to know. But this one, these people are inserted into a cube that changes positions. They ain't got no food, no water. They start feeling claustrophobic, the whole nine. And in the movie, they show you how they had the one guy in the first one. He actually helped build it.
Yeah.
And they threw his ass in it. But it was like, when he said that, they were like, well, shit, tell us how to get out of here. He's like, man, I don't know none of that. All I did was design this part.
Yeah.
All I did was this part on it. So like you said, they had one person come in, listen, contractually, or you got to sign this waiver.
Right.
You only know about this aspect
This
of it.
aspect of it. Right.
Esau's the one in the bird's eye view looking down at the whole process, man.
Because Esau's he's a
They'll add
diabolical
stuff
villain,
into
man.
it.
Yeah.
He'll take certain things and put his modifications to it.
Yep.
Just like even now, Esau does everything through these fucking mad sciences, man. The reason why GMOs is such a big thing is because it was created first from them goddamn scientists in the lab. Frankenstein food, man. One scientist, he figuring out how to tweak certain things. Then another, he might die. It might take him 30, 40 years to actually accomplish that feat.
Right.
And then another scientist takes the paperwork,
Picks it up.
and he's his successor. Then Esau takes all these different things, and now he's feeding you this shit. Yep, that's that witchcraft.
It was a success.
Yep.
I did it. We did it. Raises for everybody.
The Saw movies show you that too.
Yep.
I got a precept.
Oh, yeah.
Nahum 3:1, and I'm gonna throw it back to you. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
And the word depart means to leave. So we can't leave. It said that it tells you that in Jeremiah how we're all stored in prison houses.
Yep.
And the word prison goes into the word system, which means a pit. And you look at how certain pits is, like you were watching on Batman, the one with Bane. Motherfuckers couldn't get out that pit, man. It ain't just you can just climb a couple steps. Because first off, the pit is complex as hell. And on top of that, you got crabs in a bucket. Motherfuckers around you that's always trying to pull you down.
Yep.
And that's what we live in at times 10, man.
Times a million.
Times
really.
100 million.
Comes with infinity.
Everything around you is Satan, man. Everything around you is designed to actually break you down and kill you.
And they all work in this system conjunction. This system systematically works together in conjunction, like you said, to whoop your ass.
Knowingly and unknowingly too.
It just all works. It's just like that, but it's like maze. It's like that word you're going to, like the Maze Runner. It's literally like they try to figure a way up out of it, and then every night the whole thing just shifted to the point where they actually figured out the whole maze, and they realized it ain't no fucking way out.
There ain't no way out.
They had the whole thing, and he had to keep that lie going to keep the morale of the people up that they could get out, but it really wasn't no way out.
It was no way out.
You can't get out of this place, man.
That's why Esau, what he does with these legislations, he'll actually pass legislations, renew them. He might omit them. There might be another president that might come.
Clauses.
Because Esau's doing everything in his will to actually keep your ass trapped. Higher taxes, he might make you feel like you're making more money. He might raise the minimum wage, but he's raising all kind of taxes so it can equate. But it's all to keep you lock, stock, and barrel, man. Tighter chains, bigger chains. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, that's all it is.
All right, I'm gonna take the chain off his neck and I'm gonna put him on his ankles.
Hey, put it on his waist a little bit, man.
Well, he did that with
Yeah,
slavery.
they get too tight on his ankles. Let me just put him on his wrist so he can so he can walk a little bit quicker.
He did
That's
that
all
with
it is.
Yeah, you try to run away, he got them bells that's hooked onto them chains that they make that crackling noise so you getting away.
Hey, because with slavery, you know, he emancipated Israel, you know, out of slavery. So he took the shackles off physically and just put them on mentally. You know, had you fight for your civil rights, but all the leaders were set up, and it was all leading you towards this society we have now, to where basically you're 14th Amendment slave.
Yep.
And then even with, like the brother was saying, with the amendments to certain laws, they changed them. You know.
I got 3 seconds.
I got something after you, brother.
Okay. You go ahead. Which way?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna read like a few executive orders to show that we're in a trap. And these executive orders were signed actually by JFK. Executive Order 10990, it says allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports.
And that just go to show you the maze of lies of this double tooth. There's orders and executive orders and things written in place going back, man, probably the goddamn George Washington, man. Just since the beginning, that's gonna come into effect and kick our ass.
Right,
Man.
his last day.
It's probably certain acts that go back to Hoover and all that shit.
Well,
Legendary goddamn legislation.
Well, that's true, because when you go back into the history of executive orders, George Washington signed 8 of them. And then you go down, John Adams signed 1, but all the presidents signed an executive order sometime in their...
Lincoln signed a couple of executive orders.
A couple, shit. Like Theodore Roosevelt signed 3,000 or so.
See?
You know,
That's all they be doing.
President, I
All
think...
that shit gonna activate.
Yeah.
It's all gonna activate.
It's gonna be a nothing but a bunch of it. And that's what's gonna jam up Jake. Jake gonna get jammed up like you read in Nahum 3:1. This place is full of lies and robberies, man. And this devil gonna show when he show his horns through his executive orders and everything. He gonna show you people how he don't give a shit about you, man. Got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, decree is legislations. You read that in Daniel, it says by his policy, he made craft to prosper in his hand. That's everything. Everything about politics is all about craftiness, man. Passing policies to keep your ass locked up.
Being cunning.
Yep, being cunning. Because when you read the scriptures, when the devil came into rulership, it was all about passing policy. Maccabees, Hellenization, that was politics, man.
That's politics, yeah.
That was nothing more but Greco-politics.
Propaganda.
And then they put it in effect.
Even when you read in the book of Daniel, Darius, you know, they passed a policy that was written to worship Darius instead of any other god. That's why Daniel went 3 times a day to the Lord. Even when you read the book of Ezra, policy, they wrote those letters to Artaxerxes. You can't read 62nd. Policy.
Policy, man.
But it's cunning. It's cunning as hell. It's like a sly fox.
Yeah, it's snaky.
Let the decree bring.
Because if you stay away from it, then you're illegal. You'll be put to death. But if you draw near it, it'll actually bite you and poison you, man. That's why these people are so jacked up and so fucked up in the spirit, because they believe in this place. When you believe in this system, it actually has a way of actually constricting the life out of you, destroying you. Actually, building is actually turning you into a slave, man, a perpetual slave, to the point where like you'll talk to a regular nigga, and you'll give him logical information, but he just can't pull and tug away, man. He just under a heavy ass spell.
I was talking to Jake in my car today. He's talking about quitting his job, and I was telling him I just quit mine. And he was, you know, we were just talking about the fact that these jobs, man, these jobs put hellified demons on them. And you know, we were talking about the fact of how, man, you'll be on the job and shit, and you'll look at the person that you're struggling with, going through these hard ass days with, and you don't want to quit. Because you don't build the relationship, so you feel like you're leaving your road dog in hell too. And they'll be like, man, don't quit. And you be feeling bad about quitting. You're like, why the fuck do I feel bad about quitting?
Institutionalized.
You institutionalized. You know, people be on the jobs and they'll be like, I got a house, this is my job wife, or my job husband. You know, people. That's how people look at it.
If I can say, cause I went to my old job today, and when I went in there, cause it was a person I used to, you know, I built a relationship with him. So I went in there, I was like, hey man, how everything going? He said, man, when you left, everybody left. And then we hired 10 more people and they left. And I was like, oh, for real? And he was like, yeah, man, this place is horrible, man.
Hey bro, the spirit is with us, man.
And you know what the word job means? Persecution, man. That's what Job.
That's crazy. And then that's crazy, man.
Persecute you to hate it.
Your job, your boss. Boss goes back to the Dutch word bassa, which means master.
He said people was getting fired left and right. Esau was getting fired doing dumb crap.
See?
I was like,
because
hey.
These jobs, see, like we always say, like when you look at Daniel, if Esau had sense, he would put us in high positions. If he had sense, but his pride won't allow him to do that. And so he puts us in these bullshit jobs. These jobs only really prosper because we on a job.
Wage slavery.
That's it. I had something for you.
Oh, yeah.
This is the etymology of the word policy, and it means way of management. Late 14th century policia, which is where you get the word police from.
Yeah, because they all about pushing the policy.
That's right.
That's what
the king's policy.
Yep, king's policy. That was the slave red dogs, because back then you had the slave master, and if the slave wouldn't do what the slave master wanted, you would actually have them dog catchers to go chase him. Which that was the ancient world, well, not the ancient, but the slave police, so to speak.
Yeah, the bounty hunters.
And they had the actual same seal as the police officers today, man. Yeah. When you look at the seal of now, and you look at that slave seal, it's the same motherfucking seal, man.
See?
So we in the same system. The system ain't changed. It just got modified.
They show you that in Django, I think.
It's went digital.
It got advanced.
A couple revolutions and upgrades, and the nigga think he free.
Technological.
You more in slavery because it's more psychological.
Yeah. Shit, if you every slave back in slave times didn't get his ass beat, man.
Right.
Every slave didn't believe that they was a slave. Most of them actually got adjusted and didn't want to leave the plantation.
Right. Because we're in the first couple of generations they had that.
That was the hardest.
Yeah, but after so many generations, Jake was pretty much.
Jake had something to do.
Yeah, he had something. Yeah.
Oh, my
They show you that in Roots.
Oh, go ahead.
What they want to say, they show you that in Roots, man. After PJ Kente, when you go down this line, you had Chicken George, and Chicken George was riding a horse, he was able to go into town. He knew he was under the white man, but his slavery and his condition wasn't the same. It's the same thing now. Now we can drive cars, we have our own little box apartment, our own little house.
Get some sex here and there.
And we're a bunch of Chicken Georges, man. Damn kizzies.
It says way of management, study or practice of government.
Yeah, the word management is where you get the word economy. Local management is to manage the house. This ain't nothing but a big ass. It ain't nothing but a big ass slave house. Big ass candy land, man. And when you look at some of these big ass mansions, they be like 7 houses in one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all America is.
It's like 15 rooms and shit.
15 rooms, fucking 9 bathrooms and things of that nature.
The basement was where the slaves slept. Attic.
And Esau all he did was put this shit on super steroids, man. Put a slave house on super steroids. And that's why even, which your brother had actually expounded on it, when you look at the old map of where all the slaves was and look at it 2018, all the Negroes in the same spot, man. The whole South, man. We can't move out the South. We too poor. We still got the Southern tongue. Niggas still eating like they in slavery. The lowest support, chitlins.
Shit, I ain't that shit to make.
Serious.
They still got the utmost respect for Whitey.
Oh, they got them utmost respect in the
Utmost
South,
respect.
man. You tell certain niggas about the white man, they be about to kill your ass.
Yeah, they look at you angry.
Hell yeah.
This is the biggest state of shucking your jobbers, man. Look at the entertainment. Them ain't nothing but shucking job niggas.
The top shuckers.
Top Jamboree, Master Sex Dance. These entertainers, these the same Jake that, you know, the same Jakes that in slavery time, you know, when Master wanted to entertain some guests, he'll get the most entertaining Negroes, you know,
These thotties.
you know, get them around and
These Tatianas.
right. They'll dance and they'll sing and they'll, you know, have a good old jamboree.
That nigga
You know?
Odell Beckham.
That's what a concert is. That's what a concert is.
Yeah, he said he feel like he got damn circus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Everywhere he go, they want him to dance and goddamn perform.
You fucking just
Right.
But these are concerts.
Modern day jester, goddamn.
These concerts are jamborees, because it was times when certain slaves were allowed to entertain themselves, and they'll sing, and then that's what a concert is.
Yeah, the catfish circuits back
You know?
in the days. Is
Yep.
that what they would call the catfish circuits?
Chitlin
circuits.
Chitlin circuit.
Same shit.
Same
All same office. But there was a chitlin circuit. That's
Yeah.
where you get your
That's how the
these
Jacksons started.
plays and the Tyler Perry. Because even Tyler Perry, that's how he got his start on the chitlin circuit. Before he was the $100 million man that he is right now with these movies. And I remember back in the day, he was the nigga plays.
Yep, he plays.
The nigga plays. They put on DVDs.
Yep.
With Medea, and he would go to these little nigga areas around the South. Hey, Bootsy got famous and big off of the chitlin circuit. One of these little towns like Augusta, Macon, Savannah, Columbus.
Yep.
He didn't get big by going to Atlanta, Charlotte. No, he went to them little towns where them little hick towns, man. I got a little bit more to the word. Good government. Political organization, civil administration.
Yeah, and that word government means to rule your mind. This whole place is designed to rule over our minds. It tells you that in matter of fact, I can read this one thing, that's 2 Corinthians 10:2, casting down the strongholds. But this ain't nothing but a big ass stronghold. And strongholds, they hold tight, man. It takes years to get certain demons off of you.
Well, if I may say, because you said strongholds, and it's hard to, loosen those bands. Esau got insurance on you niggas. Every nigga here is insured.
Oh, yeah.
In America, because insurance came from slavery. They said if your slave, because they would purchase a few slaves during the slave trade, and they said if your slave dies during the trip over, you're insured, and you'll be replaced with another one.
Yeah.
So that's when you get your death certificates. Okay. Because
So
when
they'll
you die,
improve.
so you improve.
Yeah.
So when you die, your assets or whatever will fall on somebody else. It's insured.
The Winn-Dixie, it's called. I think they call it the Winn-Dixie life plan now. They do it with the military. Every military person has a insurance policy on it, and the family don't know it. But when your ass dies, see,
that's true. Because like I've been in, that's 100% factual. Because I've been in the military. You sign this little waiver or whatever that says if you die in combat, whatever, while you're in the military, but the thing is, your family won't get that unless you serve honorably. Okay, so if you get discharged dishonorably, whatever, you still die, your family's not gonna get that, and it's only $400,000. So if you go overseas to Iraq, get shot in the fucking head or blasted to pieces, they'll get the Air Force, Army, whoever you were serving for, will give your family just $400,000.
How long it take them to give it to you? Do they ration it out?
But you gotta finish. They ration it out over time, just like they do when you win the military.
Yeah, they play you, man.
They play you, because even so, what I was about to say, I forgot. Yeah, like I said, even if you don't serve all your 4 years, or if you signed up for 6, and that happens to you, your family still won't see that 400. Yeah.
See, that's the stronghold of this kingdom, man. And that's every little facet, man. Every nigga got a crazy ass story of how they getting fucked over. Everybody's getting fucked over one way or another.
That's right.
The bigger you are, the more fucked over you get.
They asked Blake Griff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, child support in itself. We don't even got to talk about that. That's a whole nother camp. We'll hold that to the
Right.
next camp.
On the next episode.
Next episode.
You
I
said
got
that the
something
women
real
in WNBA getting on child support about lesbian because they in a lesbian.
Hey, you know, you're right. At first, you know, when I was thinking about them talking about the wage gap, I was like, man, them bitches out of their mind. But then I thought about it. I'm like, in reality, they got everything in the right mind. They have every right to complain. Here it is, they put their body at risk, which they shouldn't be doing it anyway. But nevertheless, it's another off job. It's just as off as the men play, really. You know, really, the Lord ain't really set us up to be fucking sportsmen. You know, it's child's play. Scriptures clearly tell you when I was a child, I spake as a child.
What is a child?
And did childish things, you know.
That's what the word sport means, fun or play.
Right.
Children play.
You 40 years old, still getting in the ring, fighting and shit.
Getting shit beat at, punched in the eye.
Like, nigga, if you don't.
Crackers over there.
You hear that? You over there beating the shit out of shit.
Hitting the fucking eye.
I like that, right?
Go!
That's a modern day Mandingo fight.
That's all it is.
Then you getting your ass whooped. You might have lost. Then they ask you, do you want to do a rematch?
Right.
Fuck no, I got the shit beat out of me.
Oh, nigga, I broke 3 fingers in this glove. You just don't know.
That's funny.
Slavery. They took 2 of the biggest slaves. They got them liquored up and they fought to death.
That's what you
That's
and
the
Jacob.
same thing that's going on.
Yeah, it's called Mandingo
Oh,
fight.
but we gonna do the same thing, Whitey.
Hell yeah.
All right, we gonna make sport of you. Cause Jay, hey, if you think you love watching sports, Jake loves watching sports. He love it, man. And we're gonna be creative. We're gonna have the means to do it, and we're gonna do it.
And like one sport they do now is well, it's more of a TV show, that American Ninja Warrior. You know, they be sending people through all the obstacles. We gonna do the same thing.
We're gonna do the same
We're gonna
thing.
send Esau through all kind of obstacles. And
Predator.
then get to the Predator.
We might literally send you on a planet, and you gotta fight Predator.
Gotta
You
fight
literally
Predator.
gotta fight Predator.
Gotta fight Predator.
Predator might be the homeboy. He might be a death angel on the left hand side, you know, because we're gonna have control over death.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna have the scriptures tell you he's gonna give us charge over the
It might just
angels.
be a new creature.
Yeah, the world is gonna be our video game.
Planet of the Predator.
It ain't gonna be no internet. It ain't gonna be no direct TV in the kingdom of heaven.
Nah, we ain't gonna
You
need it.
Edomites, you're gonna be the new entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
So many of y'all, hey man, for them 1,000 years, you gonna wish them goddamn 1,000 years came quicker, man. Fuck this shit, just burn me alive. I'm trying to go through this shit is
Hey,
worth
you
it.
know how we be waiting? You know how like you got a good show? You be like, damn, I can't wait till next week.
Yep.
We ain't gonna have to experience that in this kingdom.
Oh, we might do that for the sake of entertainment, like Hunger Games.
Oh,
You know, we might do
well,
it
I mean,
to
yeah.
build the suspense.
Yeah, I mean,
Next week we're gonna put this devil, this devil against this devil.
They'll come back after the Sabbath next week. And,
You know, because that's how Jake is. We're gonna be,
Next week.
you know, Jake. If there's one thing Jake is good at, we're good at shit talking.
Oh, hell yeah.
entertaining.
We're good at entertaining and shit
Promoting
talking
and
and
shit.
promoting.
You know?
Probably have like a Don King spirit in the middle, promoting the whole thing. You know, these 12 men or us men right here, we bringing our best Edomite. It'll be like cockfighting.
It'll be damn tournament fire.
It's not gonna be any different. You devils, you love fighting your roosters,
Yep,
dog
fighting.
fighting. You did it in Roman times,
Yep.
in the Colosseum. We gonna do the same thing.
Same shit.
Bestiality.
Maybe it's gonna be fight to the death, baby.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 13. It says, then certain of the people were so fluent herein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Yeah, and going back to the word policy, like the brother was saying, another word for policy is license, because through politics and executive orders, they also can legalize or illegalize certain things. Now, since weed is being legalized, niggas is getting higher than ever, man. You know,
They get higher.
trying to get as high as they can. You know,
Living their best life.
and what's one of the biggest things that Esau legalized in America is homosexuality. He don't spike the STD fucking levels through the roof, AIDS levels through the roof for these goddamn homos, man. Transgenderism. Now you can pay thousands or however fucking much that shit costs to get titties as a man.
That shit might be cheap.
You can go to prison and get a sex change.
Yep. They'll pay for it.
State will pay for that shit.
I hear they got money for that, but you got homeless people out
You got niggas that go to jail just for that problem.
And
yeah.
wickedness started in Greece, though. You know, it started. What they say? Greece is it's a saying.
These are like a 2-3 year.
Greece is like the basically the original world, so to speak.
First civilization.
First civilization. History started with the Greeks. You know,
And wickedness.
wickedness started with the Greeks. Some more?
It says, verse 14, it says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the
Gymnos.
heathen.
Gymnos. Which the word gymnos in the Greek means naked. That's why these when you watch these professional athletes, they damn near naked, the men and the women. You know?
Mr. Olympia.
Well, you got to shower butt naked.
Oh yeah. You know when we went to when we was at CNN building and they had that little cheerleading competition. And we was cursing their ass out because here it is. You all know we live in a world of pedophiles and shit. And then you got your little daughter that's 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, looking like a goddamn 21-year-old stripper at Follies, wearing a leotard with all kind of makeup on, dressed up and balled up, Yeah, gold dimes, right? You know,
She was like a bar girl.
And they did the same thing in Greece. That's why pedophilia was so hot. They would display those little girls before they would actually have intercourse with those Caesars and those political leaders. What they would do, they would doll them up.
Little boys too.
Yeah, little boys. Because that's one of the sick, demented, twisted ways that Esau gets down. And still have little girls dress up like grown women. What the fuck is she, a 7-year-old girl doing with goddamn red lipstick on, man?
Right, I be hating that.
Blushing, dying, all.
I be hating
You
that.
know, eyelashes.
Fucking hills and shit.
It was off, man.
Grown women hairstyles. You know what? You got little girl hairstyles and you got grown women hairstyles, man.
Right.
Tights and shit.
Weaved out.
And that's why, like I said
Women
earlier, that's
nails
why
done.
sex trafficking is at an all-time high, man. Thanks to the so-called white man and the black woman, man. Put her in there too.
Throw her in there too. And she's a goddamn sex trafficker her damn self. That's what you say. That's what you say in the law. Thou shalt not
Prostitute.
prostitute the daughters of Israel.
boredom.
Yeah, whore them. Yeah, whore them out.
You know, kind of, just a little bit. It says, verse 15, it says, it made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
Yeah, because circumcision is in the law. So Esau actually went through the policies. He went through the law. Said, oh, no, they meant circumcise themselves. All right, no more uncircumcision. No more circumcision. And then went as far as if you were circumcised, you would be put to death. So what that mean? They had to check your rod out. Show me your rod. Is that not Esau?
They did that in jail.
They did that in slave time.
They'll tell you
They
to bend
get
over
the
and
shit
shit.
beat out of them.
Yep.
And they were like this one Jake. He got beat. He got they dragged him on with the car. You know, drugged him all over the fucking city, burned him up, hung him. Here it is, he dead. They cut his rod off. Like the man is dead. What the hell are you gonna do with his rod?
Gonna worship that damn
Hey,
shit.
that scripture saying they were sold into mischief. There's a scripture in the book of Sirach that says, beware of a mischievous man. You go into the word mischief, it means annoyance. So the shit that y'all niggas do is a whole bunch of annoying ass offensive shit to us.
That's why we call you Jew.
That's why
You're a bunch of rats because I went in a week ago. A gathering of rats. It's called a mischief of rats.
Which is an annoyance.
That's
They should call it a group of roaches.
I was gonna say that's why could just say that folly is set in great dignity because what's annoying? Folly. Foolishness is annoying.
Petty.
You know. Petty fool. What about all these little social media skits and that junk is annoying, man. I mean, so it'd be funny every now and then. But that's because Jake is full of mischief and folly.
Even so, when you go deeper into that word, it means harm. If you're being mischief or mischievous,
Yeah, you bring harm.
you're harming yourself and the people around you. That's Esau, bro.
Esau is nothing more than a fucking bunch of Bart Simpsons.
Or Dennis the Menace.
Pulling your shorts
Pulling
down.
your shorts down
Fucking
and
Dennis the Menace.
Peters.
shooting a fucking slingshot from the roof, hitting you with eggs. TPing houses.
Hey, that's why they know as children that they gotta go into slavery, man.
Yeah, children of
Hey, you get
fools.
that in Sirach, a child left to himself shall become wealthy.
Sirach 30.
But you know what?
Oh, go ahead. What you want to say? I was talking to.
Because you know what? Going into mischief, and you were saying they do all these things. Look at fraternities, the hazing process. I just read an article where there's a 20-year-old boy at some college, I forgot, he died because of the hazing. And the fraternities and the Greek sororities and fraternities, all that comes from Esau.
Yeah.
And his white ass.
Is that with Miami?
I think
a
it was.
band?
That was if it wasn't for a fraternity, I know in Florida for FAMU that happened several years.
Yeah,
Because that nigga was from here, and he got hazed and he died
Well,
from it.
that's that fraternity shit that evils love to indulge in, sticking shit up your ass and crap, man. That shit, that's foul, man. That's foul as fuck.
They
have a movie like that.
Egg yolk from one
You saw that? I
mouth
was
to
just thinking
another.
that. You saw that? Remember that? They had all them dudes pledging, and they had them laid shoulder to shoulder on the ground,
Hell yeah, I seen that.
and they cracked the egg in one man at the other end. It was
yeah.
probably like 10,
Yeah, they had
15
to
men.
roll over and pass.
They had to
That's
roll
what
over
was
and pass the egg.
Things probably got like 7 diseases from
Yeah,
this.
yeah, you know what's-
Salmonella and STDs at the same fucking time.
You know what's fucked up about that? You got
Nigga, low
to
ride.
go through all that hazing shit, but you still got to pay thousands of dollars to be a Kappa, to be an Omega, and then get branded. But you still got to do all that gay ass homo.
But you know what? That just go to show you how ain't shit niggas are when they come into the truth. Cause a nigga will join Omega Psi Phi or whatever fraternity and will have a nigga play with his asshole. He will spit eggs from egg in each other's mouths. Do all that, be dude boys, lose weight in the process of it. Probably lose your girl. Do all that shit.
As a girl, everybody.
Right. Do all that shit to get some letters or some Greek letters. But then you come in the truth and a little bit of persecution come your way and you just like, I ain't signed up for that. Or like you said, they'll pay thousands and thousands of dollars to be a part of that. But then when men ask for tights,
You know why?
it ain't tights, it's on.
You know why? Because it's the love of the world that comes with these fraternities. But when it comes to the truth, we're just a bunch of men that understand the scriptures through the Spirit of the Lord. There's no glory to come from being in it. You know, so they get offended. But that's because they've been poisoned and corrupted by this world.
They've been niggified.
Been goddamn right by Esau, ultimate nigga.
The ultimate nigga.
Philippians 2, it says, let nothing be done through strife and vainglory. But when you keep reading that particular scripture, it says, do everything in lowliness of mind. And we're earlier going into humility, how it goes back to human, of the ground, of the dirt, of the dust, okay? So if you have a lowliness of mind, like the brother said, you're seeing everything on a level playing field. You know what I'm saying?
Ecclesiastes 1:17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit.
God, madness and folly. That's King Solomon speaking. The richest, the most wealthiest, the wisest, most
Observant.
peaceful, most observant king that ever walked this planet Earth. But the thing is, he knew both sides of the spectrum. All right,
Both extremes, yeah.
both extremes. He knew that's us right now. We got the truth and came out of that bullshit side of the world. We understand the folly part because some of us indulge in it. Let's just keep it real.
That's where some of you.
And then now we're seeing this side of it. And we get the truth, and everything that we used to do is vexing the shit out of us. Because we know the other side now. You know how they say the grass is green on the other side?
It is.
It really is. But shit, we still here. We on the other side of the side. I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? We on the green pastures, spiritually, but we're still walking on this field.
Hey, that's why we know the sheep.
Psalm 23.
And at the end of the day, it's all about those evil spirits trying to seduce us to go back to the dark side. Because the dark side, the trial and the test is, even though we're in the area of prosperity, because green represents prosperity, and the area of abundance, we're still amongst wickedness. We're still in the cusp of the valley of the shadow of death.
Shit, we're still
Somebody
wicked.
get that Psalms 23 real fast.
We're still wicked.
We're still inherently wicked. We were born in wickedness.
There's no other reason why the scriptures tell you to cut off the old man and to renew your mind daily. You know,
Hey,
you come back as a baby too.
And you got to kill yourself every day in the spirit. That's why, through what? Through, like the scripture says, to mortify your members. Through what? Studying. Because actually the word studying is a compound word. It means student dying. How are you killing yourself? Through discipleship. Actually stabbing away at the old man, mortifying your flesh, keeping that demon down, because that demon tries to rise up. I mean, you know, you come into the truth, you be thinking when you come into the truth, everything is cleaned away. No, them demons are still there, man.
Yeah,
They try to come back, they intensify. They mad. They be talking to you. You know, this shit, man. You used to love this shit when you was younger. You know you love this shit.
Just do it one more time.
But man, get off me, man.
Spirit of Satan have it where you cut certain rolls off and you know, you used to like going there and eat them barbecue ribs, don't you, nigga? Smell them, nigga.
You know what Satan like? Satan like that. It's a spiritual side of the book. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
All in your ears,
Fucking
man.
do, man. Shit. Right.
Start rebuking.
All you maxed up, like damn, make it up.
Yeah, yo.
God even think, man.
Hey, I remember the time you told me at the house, you was like, certain thoughts, it's like you can't even control. It's like it's just loud as hell. It's like,
Satan to get in your ear and amplify that shit.
yeah.
Like damn, bro, get
Like nigga.
And he'll use your voice. He'll use your voice too.
Use your voice. I got Colossians.
Oh well, yeah. Bring out what you was going. Yeah.
This is and I'll go to. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. It says, "Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth."
Yeah, the word mortify goes into the word mortician, which means death. So to mortify something is to cut it off or kill it. Which your members, the flesh, man. And the flesh always tries to actually pull at you because we're living in it. The flesh actually desires to get pleased, and you have to please the flesh to a certain degree in this place, man. Because that's the balance. You have the flesh and you have the spirit. But it's all about what you please the flesh with. You know, you got righteous hobbies and habits, and you got wicked hobbies and habits. And those wicked vices, sometimes they feel better than the righteous ones.
Oh, yeah,
Why? Because wickedness is sweet. The scripture says that in Proverbs, stolen waters is sweet, and bread eaten in secret. Jake love doing wickedness and knowing they can't get, you know, nobody see him. Who sees me? Nobody ain't seeing me do this shit. That's the spirit of the black woman. The black woman doesn't commit adultery, not only because it feels good to her, but because she knows that she's not supposed to do this shit.
Like she gets so like these wicked woman, like the scripture say, a adulterous woman wipeth her face. Because like you say, these women they'll know it, and then now they got a man, his dumb ass, simple ass sitting at the house, you know, loving the kids, and she's like, he don't even know. He don't even know. I just got finished doing this. He think I just went on a girls trip. All right, to win name an island, Trinidad, DR or wherever. And she went down there and she went off down there and was blowing rod, man.
Stella got her groove back.
That's what happened. In multiple ways, with multiple men.
She went on a trip already. A goddamn train got around.
Yeah.
She coming back like she just missed innocent.
Oh, you know, I just read my favorite book, and some wine.
Man, this
Nah, she was taking nuts to the face.
Yeah. And getting recorded and shit.
And you just
search, if you search deep enough, you might see it on the fucking internet.
What is this? Recent. That's from last week, bitch.
They have the date, 2008.
And that's the date on it. Date time.
Goddamn slut.
Wow, man. And that's why you gotta stay for this place, man. The Lord keeps us in these spiritual safe pockets, man. And the scripture says that in James, that a man sins when he's enticed by his lust. And when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin bring forth death. Because the first thing what Satan want to do is talk in your ear to get you away from the spirit, pull you out.
Scriptures tell you too,
you know,
there's safety and wise counsel. And that's why in the spirit you got to be in this. That's why in the spirit you got to be in the spirit of not making moves. Like myself. I mean, hey, I put a video up and I told brothers, hey, I already knew in my spirit I was gonna quit that fucking job. But before I did it, man, let me holler at this brother. Let me see what his take is. Maybe he'll tell me to, you know, calm down or slow down or whatever. Because like you said, when you get in that spirit of just doing shit, that's when you start doing things that's comfortable and off, man. But if you never do nothing off, if you gotta, hey brother, you think I should do this? Brother, I'm like, hell no. I got something real quick too, if you don't mind. This is Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Right. And the counsel of the ungodly, it really starts in your mind. You don't even have to be around demons to get demonic influences and thoughts actually pegging your mind. It's on a day-to-day. It be so many sponsors, advertisements, and all kind of shit that be popping up on your phone that be actually playing on your mind that you don't even be aware of, man.
It's subconscious.
Subconscious warfare. So you got to stay away from the counsel of the wicked, and you got to always counsel yourself upon the principles of the scriptures. Is this righteous according to the law? Would Yahweh Shah do this?
That's right.
And if you know you're wrong in the situations, repent and keep it pushing.
And let not your sins weigh you down.
Yeah, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up. Because you do have iniquity, sin upon sin. You know, but you can't exalt them. You always have to push them down, man. You might be a brother that loved that drink. You know, back in the day, you was an alky. You come into the truth, you hear that you could drink in moderation. And, you know, and the scriptures speak about drink, be a strong drink unto him that's ready to perish. And you may feel like you always ready to perish, but that don't mean drink all the fucking time.
Well,
Keep it balanced, man. Sometimes you gotta bear your burdens without drinking. You know?
The first drink you should take when it says give strong drink should be the scriptures. That should be the strong drink you go to first. You know, not your. But that's being simple. You just looking for a physical release on the problems. So every time some bullshit happens in your life, you looking to go get some fucking wild turkey or some hen dog. Right? And your ass gonna stay drunk. It's gonna put demons on you, and it's gonna make you worse. And we've seen that. We've seen that firsthand. Jake come in here. Jake was in the world, ain't been drinking fucking 20 plus years. Coming to the camp and want to be amongst the men and we drinking, and now he getting that spirit of I gotta keep up with men. And then it becomes they showing me up. He relapsed in the camp. You know?
Turn to a goddamn alky.
And then turned to an alky. Every fucking thing went wrong in his life, man.
I got a scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 5 and 11. Oh, Salaki.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Isaiah 5 and 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink.
Yeah, you can't follow that drink, man. That drink do be calling. But you gotta be stoic in this truth, man. A lot of these things when you suffer, you can't always run to something of the world to please you too, man. You can't be in that spirit. You catch a hell now, you just want to run to some pussy. Now, of course, yeah, you just want to look for a materialistic remedy to actually help you fend off those spirits. Yep. Justify it. You know, you gotta fight these things, these trials in the spirit. But the thing is, when these situations pop up in your face, you can't run away from it. You could try to play it off day by day, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So how do you break it down? Through the scriptures.
That's it.
Because at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but sweeping dirt under the rug. You
And it's
ain't
caking up.
Yeah, you ain't dealt with the problem face on, man, by going to these scriptures. You just putting the cover over. You know how you supposed to make your bed, but you just pull the goddamn blanket over. Yeah, that's all you're doing.
Yeah, skeletons. What they call it? Skeletons in your closet.
Yeah. Right.
Sweeping the dust under the
Dust
rug.
on the rug.
Niggas want to put a master lock on the skeletons in their closet. Nigga, open the goddamn closet and throw them goddamn skeletons out, man.
But the scripture say, be not ashamed to confess thy sins.
Yeah,
Right.
but see, these people out, man, if we actually seen the fucking secrets that they actually had, you know,
It'll make you throw up.
you would throw up all over the place. But see, we actually did wickedness too, but it's all about acknowledging. That's what actually makes us perfect in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, because we know our evil and we confess it. That's how you spiritually absolve your sins, man. That's repentance. But you got some more?
It says that continue until night, till wine and flame.
Shit. He said continue until night to wine and flame. Meaning you just on fire when it comes to the drink. Day and night, day and night, day and night. And you drink yourself into a goddamn rut, man. $40, $50 bottle here. You drinking 2 of them shits a goddamn week. $100 a week on fucking drink. You do that shit for that's $4,000, over $4,000 a year. You do that shit for 10 years, you done spent over $40,000 on liquor alone. And you wonder why you fucking broke as hell.
Yeah, just to piss it out a few minutes later.
And even so, going into the spiritual sense, I remember we was talking about Esau and his sword, you know, and how he has every aspect, you know. Even speaking about the strong drink. So Esau, there's three, I remember we was talking about it. There's three things. You got philosophy, psychology, and sociology. Esau controls the sociology, or the human interaction, or how you conduct yourself from day to day. Then he controls the psychology, or your spirit, okay? So what you think. But the main thing he has is the philosophy. So if he can control those two things, he can make you believe in that particular notion.
Yep.
The word notion means a certain belief, something that you believe in. Okay. So if you're taking in strong drink at the spiritual level, then you're gonna be fucked up, man.
Can I bring out something real quick? This is Habakkuk 2 and 15. It says, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thou bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also."
Yeah, that's that philosophy, like the brother said. You gotta think about these individuals that drinking from the cups of the devil. Man, they drunk so much that they can't sober up, man. They addicts. The word addiction goes into be fully given over onto something. That's why even how much, it don't matter how much you nudge in certain jakes, how logically you put it, how eloquent or elegant, you could mysticize it and you could break it down.
You could draw it.
You could draw it, illustrate it, word it, show them a pop-up book.
And you can have a cracker right here next to you.
Yeah.
Say what you just said to me. I am the devil. My people are the devil. And you're a nigger. But you're really an Israelite, but I still view you as a nigger. I ain't hearing it, man.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
He's joking with you.
He paid you to say that, didn't he?
Oh, that's just one amongst millions.
All right, nigga.
Because he's drunk, like it says in Isaiah 29 and 9.
You ever talk to somebody that's drunk, man? Like drunk? I ain't talking just a shot of Hennessy. I'm talking to somebody that's drunk. The motherfuckers can't talk.
Yeah, one guy come up there.
Can't even communicate.
And another thing, what they say, drunk mind speak a sober tongue. You want to see where a man's spirit, they give him some drink. Put that drink on.
That's why they call it, when you go to a store, it says wine and spirits.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I got, you finish it up or something?
Finish this last part. And that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Now, see, that's what that thing, Canaan did. Or no, was it Ham to Noah? You know, Noah had a little song, you know. But then he looked upon his nakedness, now in a literal sense. But it's at the same time here, or when you read that scripture, and I got a precept to that. If you give a false philosophy or even a false admonishment or advice to a brother, then guess what? You're making him expose his nakedness.
You expose them to the element.
And then you looking at it, and you're like, that nigga's off.
It's like you partook.
You partook in that. You know,
No,
you were the instant. You're the catalyst to him showing his nakedness.
Yep.
I got
He took his clothes off. That's why I told you that in Micah, was that the 2nd chapter with the pastors that actually play the skin?
Yeah.
They actually ripping the strand of the sinews. That's what they're doing to Jake, and that's a lot of Jakes, man. Here it is, the reason why people in the fucked up state, not only because the white man, but other niggas too, man.
Yep.
Niggas play a big part in your downfall, your personal downfall. That's why the first thing in this truth we always tell brothers is stay the fuck away from niggas, man. That's right.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Yeah.
Tell them you busy.
you rub off.
Tell them you hate niggas.
Tell them you hate niggas. Tell them anything, man. Tell them you an atheist, man.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you tell them just tell them anything to get the fuck away from a niggas, man. A nigga is dead.
This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 and 31. It says, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth. Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with the urging him to drink.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't force that type of thing on them. If you're a brother, you're not gonna force something on a brother that's not adequate or seemly, which
Balance, yeah.
balance. Okay, because if that's the case, you ain't a brother in the first place, man.
True.
You just want to see him slip up, and you would like you in the spirit of an Edomite, like you were saying. Jake worked and get hit into his position. We working right now trying to get into a certain position.
Yep.
You know, we trying to fall in the lot of that Sirach 10 and 40.
We just want what we earn.
We want what we earn. But an Edomite, like the brother said, how can I make this man go off? How can I get him to stumble and then expose his ass?
How can I catch him?
How can I catch him? You ain't supposed to be like that, man.
Hey, you got guys like that too. Nah, you go ahead, bro.
Because you can trip some. Hey, man, the scriptures, you can drink too much of it, man.
Yeah.
You can drink too much of it and end up doing that type of shit and being a malicious spirit.
You can overdose with the scriptures, man. Everything takes dosages. That's why the scripture is known as honey. When you actually deal with honey, taking too much honey, that shit fuck you up, man.
Like that mad honey,
Yeah.
that mad honey you get high from.
Manuka honey is a very potent honey. And just like with everything you buy, when you're dealing with potent herbs and things like that at the health food store, they always recommend take 2 tablets a day. 1 tablet a day.
Bro.
You know, Jake, man, these shits is good for you. I'm about to take 10 of these shits. I'm about to be Superman.
Man, listen. Let me tell y'all. One day I was at my house, I had some soursop tea. Man, listen, like you said, I learned the hard way, man. Whatever the recommendation is, just do it, man. The tea said to steep for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, man, it's just tea, man. Whatever, man. I always let my tea bag stay in the hot water. Bro, I think I cured whatever little bit of cancer in me in 5 minutes. That shit had me laid the fuck out, man. Like that soursop. And next thing I know, my body got hot. I was laid out on the floor, like on the stick, like in the hallway of my house, just laid out, trying to crawl to the bathroom.
Damn.
And I had to lay my head against the backside of the tub because it was cool. That's how, like you said, man. Jake be too proud, like hard-headed, man.
Shit.
This is right there.
Same thing with the word, man.
The instructions are right here.
Eat honey that is suffice to you. Man.
I got that too.
You know, just take this in, man. You know, you can't digest this whole thing. And hey, I ain't even digest this whole thing. It's a lot of roll, man.
Oh, this is a big boy roll.
You know, you know the scriptures tell you to eat the whole roll, and that means the understanding of what's going on, but
the basics of
the
it.
basics of it. But this is vast, man.
But even so, we brought out Revelation 10:10. It says, take this little book. To the Lord, this is little. To us, this is like, God. The scriptures say ever learning. So it's an infinite, the knowledge is infinite.
And it's layers to
And
it.
it's layers to it.
You'll read a scripture like Deuteronomy 28:68. And you read that, and you be like, oh yeah, that's a ships, it's transatlantic slave trade. 10 years later, you read it, it's so much deeper.
Hey, just a little testimony. Not really, just like, I was talking to the brother Tazamal down in Dallas. We was just talking, I was like, he's like, what book you reading? I was like, I'm in the book of Samuel's right now. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm reading the book of Hosea. I've been stuck on Hosea 1:1 for 3 days. Because I got to go back to 2 Chronicles 28 and read the whole chapter. I got to go back to 2 Kings. I got to go back so I can understand what Hosea 1:1 is talking about. There's layers to it.
And that's brothers, and even so with that goes to show you too, you gotta eat honey that suffice to you. Because certain men, they attack this book differently than other men. As long as men is in the spirit of attacking the book, then you're not wrong. But really it's like how a man attacks it, that's between that depends on the measure the Lord gave it. Me, I move when the spirit moves me, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like how the spirit moves me when it comes to reading and learning, I don't force it, man.
Yeah, because too much intake is bad for you, man.
Yeah.
You know, just like dietitians and nutritionists, they'll speak highly about nutrition, but they always talk about intake, like we said. It's a balance of vitamin C. You need vitamin C, you need vitamin B, A, K, trace minerals, all these different minerals and potassium. You need all these things, but you need enough.
Sodium, you need sodium, but if you take too much sodium, it'll kill your ass. Think about that. If your body don't have no sodium in it, like you had Jake that'll be in that spirit of people, I only drink water. Only water. That shit'll fuck you up, man.
You'll flush your electrolytes out.
Because it's a balance with your electrolytes between positives and negatives. Ion, you know what I'm saying? Now if you ain't got none in your body, what you gonna start getting? Serious cramps. Your body will shut down from not having enough sodium.
Hey, well that's true, man. Because even I play college football. Even in football, they'll tell us to drink a gallon of water a day because Texas, the heat is just like in the different fucking level.
Right.
But during 2 days, we'll have to drink it. We'll weigh ourselves before practice and then weigh ourselves after. You know, I weigh about 185 pounds before practice, and then come back and weigh myself, I'll be 175 pounds of water loss. But they said drink a gallon of water a day to get that back. But also drink 1 Gatorade bottle with some salt, some sodium, and replenish your electrolytes. It just wasn't no regular Gatorade. Put some salt in it, put some balance to it, because all that water will flush everything out. But you drink that Gatorade with the salt in it, you'll replenish your electrolytes along with replenishing your body weight in your water.
That's why the scriptures is known as was that in Romans about not a what is it? It speaks about a man that only eats herbs.
Oh, Romans 14.
Romans 14. Now you ain't gotta get that, but you know, but it goes. But the fact of it is that when you eat, even with that, the Lord literally categorizes this word as a balanced meal. It's water, it's wine, it's a little bit of strong drink, it's honey, it's bitter herbs, it's meat. You know what I'm saying? Like typically when you eat meats or steaks, you want to have a good salad with it. You know?
Better for digestion.
Better for digestion. It's the same thing with the word. You just can't come in here and all you want to do is just want to eat prophecy.
History.
No, I just want to eat history.
Well, you all look.
You got to eat it all, man.
Well, it's like the
Much
brother,
as you can.
it's like the brother Barzal said earlier. We're playing. When you go into that world playing, it means well around you.
Yeah. You got that.
This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 39 and 26. It says the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water.
Which this is spiritual, you know. This is physical. This is, but it's also spiritual too, because the use of man's life, use is another word to utilize, which is the wisdom, you know. And the scriptures actually describe these things that he's going to go into the ingredients in the scriptures as different aspects of the truth. You can continue.
It says, Sirach chapter 39 and 26, the principal things of the whole use of man's life are water.
Water, which is the word, you know. Continue.
Fire.
Fire, which is also the word, but the fire also represents the persecution and the hell that you catch, because you have to catch a level of sufferings in this truth and actually to be refined. You can't be just a water brother.
There's no way around it.
You know, I just want to drink the water, drink the word, and I don't want to go through the suffering. That's not balanced,
Be
man.
like Avatar. You got fire, bender, and water.
You got to be a fire bender, a water bender. Got to know about that earth.
You gotta be the hood bender.
You
gotta be the hood avatar.
You gotta be the hood avatar too.
Hell yeah.
But even so, when Ezra's got that cup, you know, and was told to drink the whole thing, he said he got a cup to drink, but it looked like it was fire in the cup. It was the color of fire.
Yeah, that Ezekiel about it?
No. It was Ezra. The second Ezra's the 14th chapter. All right. So it says iron.
Iron, which is the word also. Continue.
And salt.
Because iron is a durable element that's known to actually endure certain things. So you got to be iron in this truth too. And it says in what?
Salt.
And salt, which that represents the word we just went through, sodium. The scripture says what? You're the salt of the earth. Salt is very, very important. Now, too much salt in your body can kill you. That's why it's salt in moderation. You know? See?
It says flour of wheat.
Flour of wheat. Continue.
Honey.
Honey. We just talked about that, which I'm going to get the precept on. Has thou found honey? It said eat so much as sufficient for you. Because honey itself is packed with all kind of vitamins and enzymes and things of that nature. It's very, very good for you.
It's a healer too.
It's a healer.
You could put honey on a cut and then
Yeah, I did it this week. I had I burnt my hand right here, but you can't really see it because I put honey on it.
See?
Yeah, I put out some blossom honey. But they say you can use Manuka honey.
Because honey is a natural antibiotic.
Yep.
You know, you can take a spoon of honey every day and prevent certain sickness.
It doesn't go bad either.
Yeah, honey doesn't.
That's the word too. The word don't go bad. No matter how much people try to disprove it, the scriptures tell you that there's nothing you can do against the truth before the truth. So I go to show you this honey don't spoil just like physical honey don't spoil. You know, you can get that. It's honey that
Honey lasts out.
yeah, I was gonna say there's honey that they've taken out of the pyramids, That's still you can still eat.
Yeah, we still.
You can still eat it. 5,000-year-old honey, you're still able to eat.
Pretty sure it got better.
Aged.
He didn't say flour of wheat. When you read 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, he says, take, eat. This is, paraphrasing, this is part of my body. But even so, when you go to the church, what you do, you take a piece of bread, and then you eat that, and then you drink the Welch's grape juice.
Yeah, the wafers.
The wafers, but that's it's symbolic. That bread is Yahweh Shai. You take a piece of what, but he did say you will not eat by bread alone. You know what I'm saying? So that flour of wheat is that. That's the word. The word. Honey. It says milk. Oh my gosh.
And yeah, the land of milk and honey. Really, the land of milk and honey starts with the word. No?
Babes.
Milk is really good for you too.
The Hebrews.
Say again?
In Hebrews.
Oh yeah, the milk.
He that dealing with
Hebrews
milk.
5:14.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
1 Corinthians 3. It says,
But see, a lot of men try to bypass the milk because they think, I ain't dealing with the milk, I want the meat. Nah, deal with the milk, man. Milk is important. You know, you can't never outshine the milk. You always got to go back to the milk if anything. Because what they say, milk is packed up with vitamin D, so it makes your bones strong. You need your bones for what?
Calcium.
Endurance and strength. Because your bones, your skeletal system is your mainframe. That's the main. Yeah, that's where your stature is actually delegated by is your skeletal. That's what actually keeps you upright. So you need that milk.
Milk
If
does
not,
the body good.
Your milk do the body good. If not, you'll be vitamin D deficient, which that causes arthritis, osteoporosis. You get nerve back, like we said earlier, crouched over like a goop. In the spirit, though, you don't want to be a crouched over Jake, man.
And you see it. You start to see men crouching over in the spirit. They ain't dealing with the milk.
And we get the speculous.
But even so, when a slaughter comes up, the scriptures we usually bring out are milk scriptures for confounding. Because they choke on it.
And milk, like Elder Uriah out of Chicago said, milk ain't nothing but chopped up meat. This is liquid protein.
That's all it is.
It's still it's a high source of protein.
And that's the first thing you design to actually consume as a baby. That's why you have what they call baby fat. Your body is actually designed, and when you see how a baby's whole system is designed, it's only designed to actually drink milk. And then actually to shed away the fat, and then it actually develop physiological changes, so to speak, to the point where they actually, be able to get that meat.
Your bones get more dense because you know that of course the vitamin D, but the calcium it makes the bones more dense. So as a baby gets older, you start to see more of a structure. You know, they first born, they're all fat and chubby, but they ain't got no bones.
Even so, if I can elaborate, dairy products. When you eat dairy products, the main thing like cheese, which is a dairy, when you eat cheese, you're burning more calories to break it down. Okay, so therefore, what are you burning off? The fat. The fat, it don't even belong to you in the first place spiritually. That's supposed to be sacrificing to the Lord. It belongs to Him. So you shed that off, okay, and you become, you get your structure.
And that's the fat is the bad ways about yourself. So it's important to drink that, because when you drink that milk, you kill off the old man.
You put your burdens on it. So it says, in the blood of the grape.
The blood of the grapes, which is the yayan, wine, which is the word. You read that in what's that Songs of Solomon, which speaks about the spice wine. Matter of fact, get that Songs of Solomon 8.
It's Songs of Solomon. It's one of the Proverbs. I get both of them.
You gotta get that wine in your system. That's when it's strong. You're gonna feel a certain way, but still, you need it. It's still important.
Is a different type of wine.
Yeah, that's it. Because you got to drink this. Because you have the sweetness of the wine, which is the word, and you got the bitter wine, which is also the word too. Because Jake is all about the sweetness, man.
Yep.
You got to sometimes get into the bitter. Man, it's the real world we in, man.
Bitter,
These
spicy.
People, I can actually fall out the truth. I can actually get put to death. There's people actually around me that can actually are designed to pray and take me down, man. My family is against me. My parents might potentially sell me out. A lot of men don't want to stomach these things.
Nope.
It's simple to us because we bred, we actually, drink of this word and we breed these things within each other. But you tell an average nigga that, niggas will turn their fucking heads over shit like that. So you got to deal with these things. You got to deal with the harshness and the severity that comes with the truth. You got that?
Yeah, I got it. Song of Solomon 8:1. Oh, that thou wert as my brother that sucked the breast of my mother.
So it says, "Oh, that thou wert my brother that sucked the breast of my mother." Why is he sucking the breast of the mother? Because he's drinking the milk from a common mother, which is the word. The mother is the scriptures because it what nourishes you and nurtures you, builds you up. The word nourish and nurture is where you get the word nutrition. Because your first nutrition is your mom. Through what? The milk.
What she eats goes into you. What she ate, the meats and vegetables and fruits, and that broke down to what you're able to eat as a baby, which is the milk.
It says, when I should find thee without.
It tells you that in Sirach, how wisdom gonna love you more than your mother does, man. So this word actually stands above your mom, because your mom, man, we see the diet that our moms was on.
Well, what?
Hey, it wasn't no diet. I used the wrong word. We see what our parents was eating when they actually had us in it and in them.
Off diet.
Oh man,
Especially these fucking women, man. When they all fast, what's the word? Cravings.
Cravings, what?
Fucking pickles and crab.
Pickles and pickles and pickles and popcorn.
Yeah, they just all.
Pickles and popcorn.
And you wonder why you growing up all kind of fishing and shit.
Right, you got all kind of
shit.
Brain, your iron low as hell. Potassium just through. Sick as hell.
You know?
Like, man, my mom putting them demons on me, man. That ain't me.
You're all emotional and shit that she, you know?
Like, man, she ain't eating a balanced diet.
Right.
And that's why the scriptures even say that too. You still gotta honor your parents, because man, and when you get into the word and you start to look at your parents and stuff, you're like, man,
you be looking like that.
just staying away from it. But we'll continue on.
Except for that, the scriptures say when your mother, father, and they, not to glorify it when they're in that lowest point.
Yeah. It said when they get old, they say, when thou was in our script, we help them out. It says help our father and our mother when they get
So you just be patient with them.
Yeah,
You gotta be patient with it.
You gotta treat them like they your children.
Yeah,
really.
children,
Yeah, because they are.
Because they really are.
Yeah.
This is Sirach 13:55. It says, thy life has thou order and wisdom, and has called understanding thy mother.
Called understanding thy mother, Amma, which that was another word that was coined to Eve. Eve was known as what? The mother of all living. So this word is really the first Eve, man. The mother of all living. Sophia. But she doesn't go off. She doesn't feed you GMO. She doesn't feed you, actually certain things that damage you. She protects you from hurt. Tells you that in the aspects of wisdom, which that's going to be a topic for another time. How she's basically pleasurable. She's unblemished, pure, undefiled, loving. Wisdom loves the hell out of you, but you got to stay within it. She gonna try it. That's why you nurture yourself upon those, because as you actually drink of wisdom, you'll embody that. You'll be like, man, that's a loving ass brother, man. Even though that brother, he'll get on me, he'll do certain things to sharpen me up. I know it's all out of love, man.
Yeah.
Because he's bringing out the spirit of wisdom. Continue.
Yeah, so it says, when I should find thee without, I would kiss thee. Yea, I should
The
not
word
be
without goes
despised.
to outside. So if somebody's without, meaning they actually lack your understanding, she said that I would kiss thee. To kiss somebody is to actually bring you close and embracement and affection. Comfort them through what? The word. Continue.
Paul speaks about that a lot. Giving a brother a holy kiss.
Yep.
And this is how we give each other holy kisses. Through the word.
All right. Verse 2. I would lead thee and bring thee.
Somebody hear that shit, hey, GMS faggots. Y'all men talking about kissing all over each other? Shut the fuck up.
I say all that.
Hey, what about the mob? Them gangsta ass niggas that are off your ass any second. You look at them like faggots because they kiss. But we don't physically kiss, but they physically kiss.
Right. Used to physically kiss.
Or used to.
Yeah, Jake just full of shit. Jake don't have understanding. That's why a lot of you. Hey, I did a lesson on the way out here. That's why I believe through the spirit, man. GMS, we the Hebrew of Hebrews, man.
Done.
Because at the end of the day, you other camps, man, you other Israelites, you're so low in the spirit, man. You're burning so low. You talk about that don't make you be like that's gay. Oh well, what about when Paul and them was having circumcised grown ass men?
Right.
What you? Nah, I ain't circumcised.
I ain't
That's
circumcised
gay.
him. That's his raw. I ain't touching that man.
I ain't
raw.
doing that shit. That's why you ain't this. That's why you're not priests. That's why you're not prophets. That's why you're not apostles. You're
You're
just a
not
nigga with a
teachers or
Hebrew
leaders.
name.
Yep. You're a nigga that found out who you are. You
Some
found
men-
out.
Some men had touch another man's thigh to make covenants, man.
Yep. Yep.
No, put their hand on
the thigh.
Yeah, put their hand on their thigh.
It's in Genesis.
Yeah. Continue.
So it says, I will lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house.
Said I will lead thee and bring you into my mother's house. This is mama's house, so to speak.
Big mama.
This is big mama house right
Big
here,
mama.
man. This is where you get fed. This is where you grow up. Hey, cause like when you look at these orphanages, you watch those shows with the orphanages. All the orphans come into one house, and the big mom actually, nurtures them. They came from all walks of life, and you have a big brother. But see, them hood ass movies, they be all fucked up, man.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother style. This is a whole nother rhythm in the spirit. That's how you know it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. Because when men come in, we don't treat them a certain way. Look at you like a younger man. You a younger man. Pay. You ain't supposed to be paying 10%. Pay 30%.
Yeah, right.
We show love, man.
Clean my car, nigga.
Clean my car. Make my bed.
We're rushing on the wall. You're
Yeah, I got a quick piece of real quick. Second Ezra
Did
2
you read
and
that
2.
Spice Mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it back.
Okay, you go ahead.
It says, second Ezra 2 and 20, do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor, defend the orphan,
Hey, and we
clothe
doing
the
that.
naked.
We keeping the law, man. We clothing the naked. We feeding the orphans, bringing the orphans into the house. Restoring the widows, the fatherless.
spirit.
In the spirit.
We ain't setting up no goddamn soup kitchen, man.
Hey,
No damn halfway house and shit.
anything they say physically, we can say it in the spirit. We got a soup kitchen, man.
Yeah, we do.
We got a shelter here, man.
That's what this
We
is
got
right
a
here.
stew kitchen.
Yeah. All those things, nigga, we got that, man. We doing it right here.
Niggas think they handing out Doritos and
Yeah, they got them Lucy's.
and Capri Suns to some fucking niggas that's some derelicts, and that's what the Lord's talking about.
Yeah, like the Lord said, my good servant.
Right,
You fed them the Doritos for the day. Now that's their daily bread.
right. He didn't just choose.
Blessings to you.
Right. And the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he didn't just choose. He didn't just choose one day. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna feed the people because that's who I am. I'm the Messiah. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna feed the people. No, the only reason he fed them was because they was following them for 2 and 3 days.
Yeah, the ministry wasn't about feeding people fish, man.
Right.
He didn't come to feed fish. He came to actually restore and redeem for salvation. Now those were byproducts of his spirit, the miracles. But it wasn't about that. He even got pissed off about Jake for actually following him because of that, man.
Yeah.
Because the nigga all about a meal, man.
He said, you follow me because, I fed you with the fish and the loaves.
Goddamn fish fry. Niggas all about a fish fry.
Jake ain't never fish fry nigga.
So it says,
Supreme fish eating nigga.
so it says, I will lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house who would instruct me.
But when instruct, the word instruct means to put structure in. Going back to that skeleton.
Build up, edify.
Yeah, because to build you up, the edify. Look at these houses. The framework, the main way these houses stay built. You might see the colorfulness and the grandeur of it, but it's all about the skeletal, man.
Foundation.
The foundation,
The concrete.
the cornerstone. That's the house. Everything else, that's the cosmetics, man. That's what makes it pretty.
That's why when let's just say let's say your house burns down. That little bit of sheetrock and all that shit can be torn out and put back in. But when an insurance company comes in to see if your house can be saved, they trying to see if the foundation and the framing is okay.
Same thing with cars.
They don't give a fuck about the seats.
It's about the frame.
It's about the frame of it,
So it
Yep.
says, I will cause thee to drink of spiced wine of the juice of my pomegranate.
It said the spice wine on the juice of the pomegranate. So this truth gets spicy, man. Certain things is spicy. That thing be tingle the tongue, man. Builds the sensation. Because spicy food is actually good for you. But niggas don't like spicy. Nigga ain't nothing but a mild.
They like hot Cheetos, that's about it.
Nigga ain't nothing but a honey barbecue wing eating nigga. Sweets.
Hey, you know a lot about man by his diet, man. Like these jakes, they all about fucking desserts and sweets, cookies and cakes,
Honey barbecue.
honey buns. A nigga can tell you every fucking dessert, man. Nigga, you don't leave. You go to a nigga house, Man, you know a nigga can't get it by just looking at his fridge, man.
That's true.
Oatmeal pies and shit.
Yeah, just he got the oatmeal. He got every fucking Little Debbie. He know the origins of Little Debbie, man.
Debbie been so good to me. And what
I
day they
know
told
it.
they said, you know about all the snacks. You 2000
yeah.
snacks.
That's
You
Jake,
2000
man.
snacks. God damn.
But this is the wine, man. This is the spice wine. This is the strong drink.
Tell a
And it's
nigga
aged.
how a nigga what he drinks.
Fermented nicely.
How he drinks, you can tell a lot about a man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can tell a lot about him.
You know, but Jake,
his
you know,
beer of
Jake is all
choice.
about, you know, you go out and eat with a nigga, and a nigga order a fucking virgin daiquiri, man, leave the table, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. He trying to seduce you.
Yeah, he was, like, I was sitting at the table with a guy, and he, you know, virgin daiquiri, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You got
You
demons
go out
on
with
him,
Jake,
man.
you go out with Jake, and they ask you want, you know, brother might ask
Fucking
for like
ugh.
a Corona or a Heineken. This man asked, y'all got Bud Ice? No.
Hell no, man.
Hey man, some beers are just low
Jake
quality.
will go to the goddamn diner asking for a goddamn 211, man.
Right, that's what I asked for.
Y'all got slits.
Y'all got OE?
Lady, huh?
Y'all got OE?
Oh,
Nigga, what?
Wow. But that's how Jake is. They're coming, trying to come into the truth, man. A lot of niggas come in here asking for the wrong meals, man. Asking the wrong questions and shit.
Brother, we don't sell.
Like, nah, bro. We don't. You see all this good shit on display.
Yeah.
Jake just asking for the nigga shit, man.
That's cold shit.
Oh,
Oh, what did he say? So y'all got women in y'all car? Why you worried about that, man? Jake head be all over the fucking place, man.
Just shut up.
You continue read
Oh,
that.
my fucking
It says, I will lead thee and bring thee. Well, I'm gonna quote
See,
you.
Jake been in America and Jake been in these goddamn 7-Elevens too goddamn long. Man.
I really got that. These
These
fucking
goddamn sick dogs.
These
Chevron and
these
Exxon's too
shell,
long.
these shell quick trip niggas, man. This is a high echelon restaurant. You know, we got top pots and pans,
We got a-
cooking things slowly.
Executive chefs.
Executive chefs.
You know.
Nigga coming in here trying to get some goddamn quick trip food. Man.
I said supreme fish eating nigga. man.
Nachos and
Two pieces of white or 2 pieces of catfish.
Gas station empanadas, man.
Goddamn double cheeseburger.
goddamn.
With no type of lettuce or nothing on it. Just meat and cheese and
Meat and
bread.
cheese, yeah. Song of Solomon 8 and 2.
Drowned in ketchup.
Drowned in ketchup. It says, I will lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house, who would instruct me. I will cause thee to drink.
And
of
you know that's the
spiced
spirit
wine.
too, because even with your physical mother, you know you got them certain friends that you know you could bring to your mother's house, and even them other friends, like you know your mother gonna curse your ass out if you bring that friend to your house.
Man, I want him back over
No,
there.
what the hell is wrong with you for bringing this nigga in my house, man?
Yeah.
He don't got enough sense to take his shoes off. He in the refrigerator.
He don't speak when he comes.
He don't speak.
Cussing like a goddamn sailor.
You know, he pissed on the toilet seat.
Oh,
Smell
my
like
bad, my
weed
bad,
and shit.
bro.
You know, that's what
Cigarettes.
Mama's house, which is the spirit of the Lord. A lot of you niggas, you're not welcome because you're niggas. You gonna come into the Lord's, so you gonna come into Mama's house, you know, which is the spirit, and you gonna come in, you're gonna try to bring all kind of all foods, you know. And like the brother said, that's how you do with this truth, man.
Yeah, scripture speak a lot about the house. Kick a man out the house if he ain't right in the spirit. It tells you that in John. Roughly paraphrased, very roughly
Yeah,
paraphrased.
out the body.
Yeah.
Cut him out the body.
It speaks about how wisdom will cast you out too.
You know, meaning Big Mama get your ass the fuck up out of that, man. The spirit of the Lord.
Hit you with Uncle Phil from
Yeah,
like
Jazzy
throughout
Jeff.
jazz.
Jazzy Jeff ghetto ass.
Aunt Vivian, man.
Oh yeah, on Viv, get you.
Aunt Viv was like the ultimate TV mother. She was stern.
Yep.
Shit, you know, you remember her when Fresh Prince, she wasn't playing, man. That's why they kicked her ass off the TV.
She was a professor.
Yeah, she was too strong. She was too strong of a spirit for TV.
Yeah, she was.
Hell yeah. Make him obedient,
And
have
she
his
still
manner.
is. But she cut the wheel out. It says, I will lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house, who will instruct me. I will cause thee to drink of spiced wine of the juice of my pomegranate.
And the juice of my pomegranate. Pomegranate is known as a very, very good fruit.
Very good for you.
Real
It's a
good
super
fruit.
food, right?
Yeah, I think it has full
It
of
is.
antioxidants.
It's high in antioxidants. And antioxidants are
So your body won't rush out. when you take
they
it
make
to
sure
the
that it gets rid of free radicals.
radical, yeah.
That's what keeps you youthful.
Excess metals.
You know, oh yeah, excess metals, it clears all that. It makes you youthful looking. You know, but Jake don't want that shit. Jake, like you said, Jake want a 40 ounce of slits.
Newports.
Jake want the cheap drinks. them treat cranberry drinks, that shit full of artificial flavor.
High fructose.
Fucking 20 grams of sugar in that shit.
Corn syrup.
You pass them a pomegranate. Nigga can't even pronounce pomegranate. You got niggas that never even ate a pomegranate.
You don't know what you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
Like
Don't know how to eat it. They trying to bite it out.
Right, it's not how you eat it.
They mad because when you crack it open, it's, even with pomegranate, that's a difficult fruit to eat. You know, but it's a way. It's a it's a little hack where you can get all the little pieces out of it. But
Coconuts too.
yeah, it's a hack to it. But you know, with Jake, man, it's too much work. Give me some chips.
Fucking
Niggas would
Doritos.
rather, you know what the nigga woman's good at? A nigga woman will eat pomegranate candy and feel like she ate the real shit.
Right. Hell no. See, I got pomegranate candy. No, pomegranate is like candy. You
Yeah,
open
it
it,
is.
the little,
Yeah,
it's candy. It tastes like candy, sweet, but it's good for you. Them seeds. Some of the seeds.
Nah, eat the seeds. You tell Jake to eat the seeds. Nah.
That's the point, man.
Hey, but that's how Jake is with the word. They just spit it all up, throw it up. It's like, man, you disrespectful motherfucker. I done went to the store. Like, hey, that's work what Solomon said. I would lead you to my mother's house. I would instruct thee and I would cause you to drink. You doing all this work for somebody to tap it and spit it all out. Man, this bitches is nasty. What's in a glass on the ground? What you do? If Big Mama see that shit, throw your fucking ass out.
Whoop your ass.
Beat the shit out of you.
If you tell you to go get your mother, and whoop her ass.
Right.
Then we're gonna go back to that Sirach 39. You got a little bit more on that?
Yeah, this Proverbs 9:1. It says, "Wisdom hath builded her house; she hath hewn out her 7 pillars." Meaning her foundation. She has the house built. She has the doctrine. Everything is on point or support. It's all there. It's just it just needs you to come in. It says verse 2.
Word 7 means completion. Pillars are structures of
support and
support,
leadership.
Yeah, and we all each represent a pillar, man. You know, it spoke about Paul, Cephas, and John. Excuse me, Peter, James, and John, which those were the 3 under Yahweh Shai. It said who seemed to be pillars. Those were the 3, basically, administers. Main foundational pieces or the main structural supports when it came to the church back then. But we all represent pillars, man. We all, whether you're a major pillar or a minor pillar, nonetheless, you support that next man. So if you broken, if you withering away, if you dry rotting and things of that nature, then you putting more weight on the next man. And you weakening yourself and the whole household in the whole, man.
That's right.
What you got to do with that? You got to take it out and you got to put a whole nother pillar. What you want to say?
Yeah. That nigga Jay-Z said in one of his songs, everybody will be each other's crutches. So, the scriptures talk about bearing each other, one another's burdens. So you're a crutch towards one another. So
yeah, you got to be your brother's keeper.
It says, she hath killed her beast, she hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table.
Killed the beast, meaning presenting offerings. Said mingled the wine, which is a drink offering. Keep on.
It says, she hath sent forth her maidens, she crieth upon the highest places of the city. We're the maidens, and you can see we're in the highest places of the city.
Hopefully those be those virgins.
Yep, maidens and virgins.
Yeah, because the maid's job, man, that's a heavy job in itself too, man.
He supports the bride.
Cleaning, furnishing, or supporting the bride. Continue.
Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
That flour, wheat, wine.
Yep, that's what we were just talking about.
And that's all we got to feed you, man. We ain't got no fucking Snickers bars. We ain't got the Reese cups.
Not a convenience store.
We ain't got that shit, man.
Yeah, man, he got to go work.
And Jacob look at you sideways. Yeah, niggas will look at us like we really like a 7-Eleven. Y'all ain't got no Reese cup?
Y'all ain't got nothing.
This is a convenience store, right? Hell no, this ain't no fucking convenience store. This thing is well kept. This is thorough.
It's like Artist Garden right here, man.
Yeah. Now this is the top. This is the fucking multi-million-dollar restaurant, man. Only exclusive, 5-star, 144,000 get in and 1/3. Nobody else.
This is VIP.
Ain't no name on the list.
By
Turn around, nigga.
What it say? By invitation only. This is one more verse. Verse,
But you know what a lot of Jakes come do? They come in the truth just to taste what we serving and try to get the hell on. All right, I tried that.
Hey, but what it say in Hebrews about tasting the heavenly gift?
Yep.
You know, these Jakes come here to taste of the heavenly gift, and they turn away. And the Lord say it would be better than if you didn't come in at all.
That's disrespectful.
You know?
A lot of niggas come in too to taste it and try to counterfeit it. You know?
Try to add their own spices and stuff to it.
We seen that too. They come in the circle, try to steal your spirit so they get a little bit of testicular fortitude to go out there and do it on their own.
Testicular motivation.
So testicular motivation, man.
That's
All
why
you're gonna do is end up with testicular cancer.
That's why every time they do go out, they curse and they gotta mention us because like you said, that's why they came in, you know, to steal the spirit. And then you're not edifying. But look at one more verse, Proverbs 9:6. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding.
And this is how we living truly, man. Cause your daily life, that ain't living, man. Playing video games, watching these fucking reruns, and movies and all that bullshit. Looking at other people living the fucking good life. Cause these crackers, they living a good life. We wanna live like that. Man, fuck just living like, we wanna live better than that, man. We want the laws in our inwards. We want to actually have a restoration of the nation. It get tiring seeing poor niggas, man. Being sick, seeing sick people.
Sluts and whores. You get tired of seeing the woman of your nation being slutted out.
Tired of seeing
I'm sick of seeing black whores, man.
Yeah, this shit get old, man.
Tired of seeing whores, but this is one period. What do you mind? Private dance of the kingdom.
Yeah, be my nasty dancer in the kingdom. Just mine.
My personal dancer. You like to strip for me, bitch. Hey, but that's just the truth of it, man. But man, this place is just fucked up on the whole, man. It's a continual vex. Like it said, Lot was vexed by the filthy conversation of the wicked. And that's why we gotta go hard in this thing, man. All gas, no brakes, man. You can't be slowing up. A lot of men slowing down.
Shit, a lot of men turning around and going fucking back to Babylon.
Going back like that, you done been here.
Hit the U-turn and burning out and going back. They leave slow and go back faster.
Right. Start off slow.
Like they creeping away. You know, they got you. I don't know about this. This might be the wrong direction. Then they hit that. They burn out. Do a donut in the middle of the road.
But
and
been following you for like the last fucking 50 miles and shit. You been here, you following me this long. And then you want to turn back around? They look for the nearest exit.
This is Mark 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and
the
oil.
blood of the grapes, which we just went through. So that blood of the grapes is very, very important, man. When you look at the ancient world style of actually trampling those grapes, man, that was a heavy service, man. You have to trample those grapes. You have to go through the, through the little processor.
The wine press?
Yeah, the wine press. Then you would actually have to have it to sit, and then you can actually let it appreciate, and then it was actually good for service. So the same thing with this truth. This truth has to marinate, and they got a wax soda. You get it to Ecclesiastes 12. You know, Scripture says to serve the Lord in the youth. And get that also where it says the wax soda in your work. Continue.
Right, and oil and clothing.
Hey, the word is the oil. This is the true anointing. This is how you actually absolve yourself and cleanse yourself. And it says in the clothing. The disciples asked Yahweh Shai. They said, when have we clothed thee? When have we fed thee? When have we did all these things? And Yahweh Shai said, when you did it to the least of these, you have done it unto me. So it starts with the brothers around you. How do you clothe them? You feed them the word. Sometimes a brother might be down and out. He might call you at just a weird ass time. Like this brother, he didn't do my job, you know. We ain't got to discuss what we talked about, but he just wanted to rap. He wanted some consoling, so to speak. You know, we just went back and forth, talked. You know, the brother was in good spirits. Right? Yeah. You know, after that's sometimes a brother just need that. The brother might just be down and out. You know, you got the cloud over your fucking head, following you everywhere you go, just Satan on your back. You just might need to call a brother just to hear some words of encouragement. But you can't be that brother that, man, why this nigga calling me? Oh, well, you had this fucking yard done. He said, I don't answer the phone for certain men. He said, sometimes I just see people calling, I just see phone. You ain't supposed to do no shit like that. Now somebody just keep calling you and blowing you up, just wanting to talk and be a fucking busybody. That's a problem.
But then you gotta judge the spirit too, because sometimes you know, certain men, they do just want to call and talk sometimes. So you might be able to just look at it like, man, I just hit this brother later.
Right.
But then there's certain brothers just like, damn, this brother never call me. Hey, what's up, brother?
Right.
You good? You might have to pull your car over to the side, you know, step out the room. Matter of fact, that's a brother calling right now.
That's what you'll see. The Spirit always has certain things come out for manifest, man. So,
That's how the Spirit works right there.
I got something you don't mind. This is 1 Timothy 5:23. It says, drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thy often infirmities.
yeah, the stomach represents the understanding of the scriptures. That's why it says, out of thy belly shall flow rivers of living water. But you need the water and you need the wine. And those are the different aspects of the truth. Because even though this is known as the Bible, this is comprised as the scriptures. It's so many major categories of the scriptures and minor categories. You got the wisdom, you got the history. You know, you got poetry, you got the geography, you got the prophecy, you got the letters. You got all these different aspects of the scriptures. It's not just one. It's just not one Bible. It's known as a roll, so to speak. It's known as the scriptures, but it's basically a library, man. Books. That's where the word library goes back to. Librarian, which means a collection of books. And you can read that definition on Ayah 1 and 2, because it linked with that Surah 39.
Sakar in the Hebrew is book. I would say Sakar in the Hebrew.
This is the word elementary. Just a simple Google search.
Yeah, this is under the word elementary, because the brother just read earlier about how this word is honey, wine, milk, the clothing, those chief things, oil, all these, fire. Those are the chief things that man needs to support his survival. Because if you got fire, if you got oil, you got grapes, you got all these different things, you can survive, man.
Bro, look at how Italians eat.
Yeah.
Think about how Italians eat. Like they use flour, oil, and heat. And you could go from making pizzas to garlic knots to
noodles,
calzones. You know, it's an infinite amount of things. If you got the right ingredients, it's an infinite amount of things you can do with those ingredients. And you skill.
And they drink wine.
And that's important too. You brought a beautiful point on skill. You got to be skillful also.
That's what the scriptures say. Wisdom reigneth down skill.
Yeah, wisdom. So you can have all these elements, but if you ain't got wisdom,
you can't get them together.
It ain't gonna come together right. So you got that.
Yeah.
Elementary.
Yeah, elementary. It says relating to the most rudimentary aspect of subject.
The base.
Right.
That's what rudiment means. It's like the basic, the foundation.
Which is the most important. And then everything else, you know, like I said, the cosmetics, that's what makes it pretty. But the foundation, that's the steadiness, that's a time taker. When you first come in, you got to take your time, deal with the rudiments. See?
And then if you go into the origin, it's from the Latin word elementon, and then translated into English is element. It says composed of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water.
So earth, air, fire, and water, that's when you get the word elementary. Yeah, you gotta be a spiritual like you know, which we in these physical avatars in the spirit. But you always gotta feed yourself with the fire, the water. The scriptures is known as the wind too.
Yep. Spirit like the wind.
Spirit's like the wind. Bam. That's the earth. Somebody got that. What's that? Rooted and built Colossians. That's the earth. So you need them elements, man. You can't stay. That's why it's so important, the periodic table. All those periodical elements, they have to be in your body for you to actually be actually human, fully human. In which the so-called white man, he lacks certain elements, so he's not fully human. The word human goes into the word hue, which is color, and man, a man of color.
Very low level of melanin.
And they have a very, very low level of melanin. So they lack certain substances. So they basically lack the nature of actually truly being a human.
Yeah, that's why the earth kicks their ass, man.
Yeah, they really 3/5.
Son.
They take 3/5.
Yeah,
3/5. That law, hey, we gonna keep that constitution. That shit.
We're gonna keep that
you devil, man.
Right, we're gonna keep all 3/5.
You crackers that uphold the Constitution, hey, we gonna judge your asses by that shit.
Like one fifth of a human.
Right.
They part devil, part demon,
Part devil, part demon,
part faggot.
part.
You know?
Oh yeah. So yeah, going back to the point of elementary, that's important, and it's true. We're really elementary children. When we graduate, that's the kingdom of heaven. It tells you that in Galatians how we're under tutors and ministers until a time appointed. So you can't get too big beside yourself, man. You can't wear what they say with your pants.
Get too big for your britches.
Get too big for your britches, man.
Yeah. That's why the scripture say, he that dealeth with milk is unskilled.
Yeah.
But he that dealeth with milk is perfect.
Yeah.
That dealeth with meat, yeah.
So you got to deal with these different elements, like I said, because those are the rudiments. Those are the foundational pieces, and you grow. And sometimes if you see you ain't growing, just like Apostle R said, sometimes these boxers, you might get the living shit beat out of you in the ring. What the boxers do, they go back to the basics, man. Basic jabs, basic routine. What did they slip at? What did they throw off their calibration? They recalibrate themselves, they fine-tune themselves, they get back right, man.
And they listen to the rebukes. That's what happens is you lost, so you let you see a trainer, you watch the film. The trainer ain't gonna tell you did a great job, he gonna tell you where you fucked up yet.
Right.
It's kind of like in Rocky. Which Rocky was that? Where his trainer was like, you ain't been hungry since you got that belt, man.
Oh, probably Rocky.
Is that Rocky 3? 2 or 3? That was when he fought
2 was when he fought Apollo.
Apollo, yeah.
No, when he fought
When he fought
Not that Rush.
Clubber.
Oh, Clubber. Clubber Lane?
Yeah, when he fought Ice-T. Not Ice-T, Mr.
Mr. T.
T. When he fought Mr. T. Because Mr. T was hungry. He was like, you ain't been hungry
I think I was
since...
probably like 4.
I don't remember which one, whatever one where he fought
The third
Mr.
one was Mr. T. One.
I think the third one was.
But the one with Mr. T.
Yeah, the one with Mr. T.
The one with Mr. T.
You know, he said his trainer was rebuking his ass, man. You know? So that's what happens, like you go back to the basics, and that's when a person that's skillful, the skillful tells you, well, this is where you messed up at, this is where you went wrong at. And you gotta have a mind frame to listen to that. You can't just be like, here it is, your eye out to here and shit. And you don't want to listen to the rebuke, man.
I slip.
And that's what happens. We'll see you'll see men amongst you getting their ass handed to them, and they don't want to listen, you know?
You always gotta listen, man. What they say, listen and learn. We all should be always open to correction and understanding from one another.
Right.
Your ears you should never go to the point where your ears is closed off to the brother beside you. We'll finish that definition. What's the scripture that you have? Yeah, we'll finish. We'll jump into in the next block too. As we growing and as we continue, because sometimes you might slip and you might be growing the wrong way. That happens too. That's why you gotta examine yourself. Look deep in yourself, man. See, like, damn, man, I got a proud spirit on me, man. I see it.
Don't start your growth.
Yeah, and it starts by what? Diagnosing yourself. You gotta sometimes be it, because you're your own spiritual medical assistant, so to speak. You know, your own doctor. You doctor yourself up to certain degrees, man.
So the surgeons,
Surgeon, yeah.
they can actually perform their own
Surgeries on themselves.
You know, maybe on like a certain limb or something.
Certain things that's visible or actual, they're able to actually perform.
Yeah.
But if there's certain things that's out your reach and a brother catches you, then you need your nurse. You need to go to the doctor. You have to go to the priest, the spiritual priest, things of that nature. And the brother declares, hey, this brother, you unclean, man. You're gonna have to clean you up through this water. You did this wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong. We're gonna clean you up, and you just keep pushing. But I ain't unclean. Maybe I'm the clean one and all y'all unclean. You don't do no shit like that.
Reminds me of something.
That's what they want to say.
Sound like somebody. But we'll finish with that.
This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 6. It says, as ye have therefore received Yahushua Mashiach the Lord, so walk ye in him.
Yeah, so the first thing is receiving is truth. The second thing is walking in it. Two different things. See?
Verse 7, rooted and built up in him, established in the faith as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
Yeah, so you got to be rooted and you got to be established. The word established, the root word of it is stable. You don't want to be an unstable brother. Sometimes a brother can see that you're unstable, man. They see you rocking back and forth. The scripture says wavering.
That's the spirit. I was gonna do a lesson on this. saw this picture of a tree. It's called a hugging tree. Or something of that nature. That's how you gotta be rooted, man. You gotta. That's how you gotta be rooted in the spirit.
You gotta be a hugging tree.
You gotta come out the ground. You gotta have the roots go back in the ground. That tree ain't going nowhere, man.
They look almost like a mangrove.
Yeah, it is.
You know, mangroves, people, they go in the water and the smoke.
Let me see. Closer.
Yeah.
Go out too.
Yeah.
It's called a hug. It's some type of hugging tree.
That's a fire tree. Hey, you got that one tree, what the scripture speak about, which Yashimon put on his page. They put a flamethrower to it.
Olive tree?
That olive tree, that motherfucker would withstand anything, man. You gotta be a spiritual olive tree, man. That's why the trees is very, very important in the scriptures too. It speaks about the cedars of Lebanon. We represent the trees in the scriptures.
Hey, I was telling real, and I was like, really through the spirit, man. Trees are assholes, man. Because when you tell somebody when somebody that's rooted is an asshole, so these trees are real, like spiritually they assholes. That's why they grow where they want to grow. They drop their leaves on the ground and be like, yeah, you niggas clean it up. Clean up my old shit. Trees are real assholes, but it's like they're calm. See, us in the spirit, we're calm, collected, but underneath it all, we're rooted in the word, and that makes us assholes to these people. Trees are assholes.
Closed-minded.
Very beneficial.
Romans 3, verses 3 and 4. That's being an asshole.
That's it.
Oh, you don't believe? I don't give a fuck you don't believe. I know it's real.
Right, yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
So what? You ain't gonna change my life.
Yeah. To make the faith of the
Yes. So with that, we're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.